Irregular Nation! What's going on?
I'm the brains behind this whole thing. Trailer reaction. My feels in love.
It's gonna be some irregular beer pong going on tonight.
I'm gonna report the news every day and talk about nonsense that no one fucking cares about. Not for fucking 10 hours, not for 3 hours, not for 2, not for 1.
Welcome to another episode of The Irregular Toy Show. Ow! Irregular Nation, it's time for the updated room tour. All right, let's run over there. We always love to do the run. And hi, Kelsey. Bye. Irregular Nation, welcome to Earth 84. Irregular Nation, there's something going on here. Gotta go faster! Go hit that like and go hit that subscribe and become a part of the Irregular Nation. Because why wouldn't you want to? Come take a ride on the irregular side all the time. This guy, BATNEIL, with the Irregular Whole Production, with me, the Irregular Neil. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all later. Oh, Irregular Nation, what is good? Welcome. Oh, you are out of practice. Yeah, Kelsey hasn't been here for a live stream in a hot minute, so she's back too. Ooh. So yes, welcome to episode 3. That's right, 3 of the 80s / 90s podcast series. That's right, episode 3. And you know, we did the last one was the Disney afternoon, right? Yeah, we did that. Yes. And what we started doing, and everybody, Kelsey won't let me wear my hat. So I have to leave my hair like this because I'm not used to having like.
Bad. Can we just say that his hat looks bad?
No, do not say that.
Let's all
do not say that. I'm rocking my Made in the 80s tee right here. I have to go on Teespring later. Not Teespring. I have to go on whatchamacallit.
You don't want to because you can only get one shirt.
I can only get 2 because they're so fucking expensive. What is it? 80stea.com. Yeah, I do have a gift.
It was a gift, so what does it matter?
That is true.
Okay.
That is true. So yes. And what we did, the first episode of this, when we did this, we were trying to bejumble too much. And I was like, yeah, we can't do that. And then we did the next one, and we did episode 2, which was on just 4. So we usually are going to pick 4 because there's so much to cover when it comes to the 80s. And I'm sorry. That's what she said. So there's a lot that to cover. Oh man, if anybody watches the toy shows, the irregular toy shows, I do a lot of. I say a lot. Oh my god, if you guys did a drinking game to when I say so, holy fuck, everybody would be hammered. You'd be hammered probably in the first I'd say 10 minutes. So
have to shut down.
Yeah, I have to shut it down for everybody. So. There you go. Shot. Everybody take a shot. I've already taken 2 shots, by the way. That's right. And I don't really take a lot of shots. So, when I take the shots, it's kind of it's trouble. And, I'm a little excited tonight. And this is going to be, a little bit of a lengthy stream because tonight, all right, yeah, by the way, episode 2, when we did that, remember, because I was talking about that, was the fact that we did, it was DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck. That's right. That's how we did that. That was episode 2. And then I was saying to myself, I'm like, we got to kind of call it the 80s / 90s because I was calling it the 90s podcast series. And I was like, well, some stuff did start in the 80s. And I like a lot of stuff from the 80s. And it's such a wide range of things to talk about. So, yeah. That's why I said there's going to be a lot of episodes to this little series that we're creating. And tonight,
we'll try not to go so long in between next time.
Right, yeah, it was a little bit. It was a lengthy break for
Because I think
this.
the last time we did it was in February.
It might have been,
I
yeah,
think I looked at it.
yeah.
It was
If you
February.
look at it, it was probably around that time
I think
because
it was around your birthday.
it was it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. So
Time ago.
technically, oh, there you go, shot. I should have a button
Okay.
where I should have a button where I can have like hit the word so everybody sees it. It's like so.
You know what? We'll just do a power hour to you.
Oh god.
Doing.
Oh god,
stuff.
I wouldn't even make it. I barely made it through the ACS one.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Wait till
Holy
I have
crap.
you do one.
When
No,
we
see,
did the power hour in the ACS universe, that one Friday, holy shit,
no,
I was dying.
But I want you to do like we're gonna do like a super fun. We're gonna start with just us,
Okay.
and then maybe we can do it.
Oh, okay. So yes, tonight let me get
And
to
I'll
the
try to
banners. Tonight, these are going to be the subjects. If everybody looks at the thumbnails and you read the descriptions, you know what we're talking about tonight. So tonight we've got Family Matters, my favorite, Full House, Boy Meets World, and Step by Step. So, and of course, we've got some fun drops. You know, I already we got that. Oops, I didn't take that one off. My bad. Hide that because that's not Step by Step. And of course, Kelsey put together a nice little mashup for the 4 shows that we're doing. It's a little one. It's only 1 minute and 7 seconds, you know, because it's kind of tough to find certain things, and it's tough to always like collab this shit. Right? You didn't want to do too much, too long, and all that kind of stuff.
And that probably would take me like a week. So.
Okay. All right. Yep. And as always, thank you to anybody that is tuning in live. I do appreciate you being here. We'll get into those comment sections. It is Saturday night. It is 6:38 p.m. So, and it's a nice night out here in Jersey. So I'm sure a lot of people are out, and wherever else you might be, people are probably out.
Normally, this whack job would be out walking.
No, running, because I got to running now. I am running a lot lately.
Hey, I know you want me to do the commercial tomorrow, but I do want to go walking.
So go do your thing. So, you know.
It's supposed to be like 7 tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me check to see who's up in the house real quick. I know we've got some people. That's right. There's Mr. Lewis Cox. I'm sure people will be joining in as the night goes on because, like I said, this is going to be a little bit. We're going to be doing this for a while tonight.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
Well, it's only 6:30. You know, that's why we do it early. Lewis, the Irregular Nation has a podcast. Cool. Well, I guess we call it a podcast. I mean, we have a lot of things here on the Irregular Nation. We have a lot of series and different stuff. Remember, the Crisis on Irregular Earth is coming back.
We can release this other places.
Yeah, we can release this other places.
That's
Something to actually strive for. But Lewis, as always, thank you for being here, brother man. Dennis, what's going on? My favorite 90s sitcom is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Well, Kelsey, is that one of your favorites?
I was just saying, I love Sabrina.
Kelsey loves Sabrina. So guess what, Dennis? maybe at one point, tonight we'll be talking about that in the randomness section.
No, but I think maybe separately in another.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna do a Feels in Love for. Remember we discussed everybody. We're gonna do a live Feels in Love on Cheers because we were trying to we're like, should we just put this?
I was listening to that in the car today.
Yeah.
I was like, and you were like, you need to listen to that one.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Once a day, you should always listen to the Cheers theme song, but the actual one. The actual one. You know, not the one from the TV, not the one that they play when the show's going. We're talking about the real one because there's some funny ass lyrics in it. Yeah.
I was happy, and I played it on my way home from work because I was kind of miserable. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, making it in the world today takes everything you got. So what do you got here? The Irregular Nation has a podcast. Cool. I've read that already. Oh, no. I did not read this. Hey, the Irregular Neil and at Kelsey Hope Productions. Man, TGIF was the shit back in the 90s. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I may had a crush on Melissa Joan Hart. I think we all did. I mean, we all had our crushes growing up, man, with all these shows. My God, Topanga.
Okay, then.
Who said that? Alrighty then. So
we'll talk about that later on. In that section of the show.
We'll be talking about that.
No, but I loved Sabrina, so yeah, that definitely can be worked in.
Definitely.
To the series because there's a lot.
Oh, there's so much. That's why I said
so
this is only episode 3 in TGIF. My God, that had so many
How
different
can we
fucking
not talk
shows.
About how funny Salem was. Come on, we're gonna have it totally.
Oh, Salem,
separate.
The cat. LOL. I like your hair. I like your hair, Neil. Oh well, thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. Steven,
Hello, Steven. Thank you for being here. And you know what? We're going to get this party started, because why not start talking about it? And everybody that is tuning in and that does come tune in, I will say it throughout, please drop everything in the chat because Kelsey is the mod and she is reading it. And the whole point of this podcast series is to live stream / podcast, however you want to call this, is to engage with everybody too, to get excited, talk about all this stuff, how it made you feel, your favorite characters, whatever it may be. You want to blurt out randomness when it comes to this? Yes, we'll stick to the topics, of course, and to whatever's in the 80s and 90s. And yeah, I'm going to answer it. But yes, engage, have fun in there, and everybody tell me what's up. And yes, tonight's podcast is brought to you by Fat Tire. That's right, Fat Tire. It's an amber ale. It is is this a Belgian beer? Is this Belgium? Oh yes, New Belgium. I don't know if that's how you talk in Belgium. Belgium?
You have no idea.
I don't know what
I know. Don't offend people.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble. there's many times where I probably should get in trouble. Well, I got banned from Twitter, so
I got a raging bitch going on.
Yes, Kelsey's drinking a raging bitch right now.
Not now my unfrosted mug. But look at Pluto, isn't he cute?
I don't think you could see it.
Yes, you
got hair right there.
I don't care. Look at Pluto, isn't he cute?
Oh, and it says Kelsey. And I have one too, and it has Donald on it. Mr. Donald Duck, my favorite. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I wasn't sure if you were able to do it.
Yeah, I didn't have the right proper thing going on there. So anyway, let's get it going. What do you want to... Kelsey, which one should we go with first?
To start with?
Should we go with Full House? Did start first. Started before all of them.
Okay.
All 4 that were on here. It's up to you, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're going to round back to all these anyway. It's going to be hard to just sit there and talk about one the whole time and not go into another. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Full House, everybody. Full House is where we're about to go. I mean, Who didn't love Full House? I mean,
like that's one of those feel-good family shows.
My God. I mean, come on.
Like that's just like it was funny, it was entertaining, but it was just a nice
I think I actually, excuse me, everybody. I grabbed one of the newer Fat Tires that I put in there, not one of the older ones. So it's slightly warm.
Do you want me to get you
No, I'm going to finish it. I'm a trooper.
Yeah, that's what he says now.
Yeah, until I bitch later.
I'll have to hear him later. No one else will.
You got dude.
You got it.
Send help, please.
Yeah, Full House. Fuck. Like what a great show it was. And the one thing that I always will emphasize about being made in the 80s and all that kind of stuff, we all know that. Kelsey was
I have a made in the 90s.
And Kelsey has a made in the 90s. I mean, mine has, Optimus and,
Yo, mine has like Toy Story and I didn't know we were wearing those today.
I mean, come on.
For the next one, yo.
I'm not allowed. I mean, come on.
I have it. It's just not here.
Ooh, this shirt is badass. The shirt's badass. You do have the Ghostbusters on. Well, you can show that if you want to walk over here. No, I didn't think so. She likes to stay off cam. But she's in the chat. So back to the topics at hand. And
But
anyways, as we go on. What happened?
I'm bringing my shirt.
Oh, you should have your shirt made tonight. What the fuck? I mean, you should have known better. Usually you're good with all this stuff. You're usually good with all this
Toy
stuff.
Story, it's cool. It's a little big,
but remember how Full House started out? It was more about it was more about the adults with the 2 kids.
Yeah.
And then it slowly started to morph. But
as they grew,
it was a natural progression.
Yeah, but it was still always rounded back to them, raising them and them not having a clue of what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, like the movie, remember 3 Men and a Baby? Yeah. Like, exactly. I mean, there you go.
So that as they went, they learned because you start out and he's just trying to figure out how to go on by himself. It's actually quite sad in the beginning.
It is, yeah. It starts off pretty serious, doesn't it?
Well, because the
mother passed. Yeah,
she was just killed.
Hold on, I'm gonna share some of the photos while you're talking.
I mean,
Go ahead.
she was just killed. so they're moving in to help him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got an infant. I mean, it's hard. So to, so the whole thing is about them navigating and trying to figure it out as it progresses. Of course, it it gets different. No, but like as the seasons go on, I mean, it changes and stuff, but it's still.
Well, it
still always just rounds back to that, and it's always back to the three of them.
Let's see if
how.
Yeah, like this is what
out.
we're talking about right here. Like this is how it started off.
Yeah.
With them, in the young phases of this, and
I
it was
kind of think about like the pilot, and they had no idea like.
They didn't know what they were gonna do. I mean, it morphed into that because Jesse always changed his hair. Uncle Jesse always changed his hair.
He was kind of a little like Neil, obsessive with the hair.
Just a bit. I'm just a bit obsessed with the hair.
It always needed to be perfect.
I mean, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
A beer called Fat Tire. Yes, LOL. I haven't been in here. Hey, J-Man, what's going on? Oh, I've seen every episode. Stephanie is the best. Stephanie Tanner. Stephanie Tanner, where is she? Her classic line. What do you got there, Steven? When you're in Frisco, Full House will cross your mind every time. Oh God, yeah, he's right. It's a rare condition. That is the wrong.
The wrong topic, Neil.
Sorry, Family Matters is my favorite. Oh my God. Oh God, get that out of your head. You're good everywhere you. Somebody who needs you. There we go. I didn't play. Kelsey didn't make that little collab. I didn't play that yet. Yeah. Of course, I'll play that throughout the stream.
Not put any of the theme songs.
No, because we'll get in trouble. We'll probably get in trouble in like 2 seconds.
I was listening to a few of them today, and I will say that that's a big topic of this.
Oh, we'll get into that. Oh yeah, theme songs.
I love
theme songs.
And
yes.
how much I love theme songs.
Yes.
And how much I miss theme songs in today's.
Well, everything in today's day and age sucks.
And I hate it.
Almost everything. Almost everything is ass.
And I'm so upset about it.
What do you got, Lewis? Full House is better than Fuller House, in my opinion. Well, you know what, Lewis? I got myself in a little bit of trouble last night because I was like, I didn't really care for Fuller House, and Kelsey's like, excuse. Kelsey told me to go fuck myself. That's right. And I was like, well, so sorry. But, Full House, it's where it's at. You know what's going to happen after we're done with this stream? We're going to pick one of these, and we're putting it on. I don't know which one we're going to pick, but we're picking one. So that is going to happen. But I agree with you, Lewis. Kelsey does not agree with us, but that's okay.
I didn't say it was better, but I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
I didn't say it was better than the original.
But you didn't.
I said I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. Yeah, I was just like,
I'll tell you.
I was kind of like, meh, whatever.
You didn't finish it, you asshole. So you didn't see how it ended.
So Neil,
we need to finish that. We will watch that.
Okay.
We will watch that.
All right. What do you got, J-Man? What? Go ahead. Tell me. You liked it. That's awesome. You're supposed to like it.
No, but like it ended the way that I wanted.
Oh, it ended the way you wanted it to. Oh, you're gonna have to elaborate. Okay, J-Man, what you got? DJ to Stephanie. You have the brain of a paramecium. A paramecium. Oh my God, I had to sound that shit out. Stephanie responds, you have the brain of a mecium. Of one mecium. I love that you remember all that stuff. See, J-Man, you're a real fan. Look at that. A fan. I wish I could stay for this topic, but I gotta go, dude. Take it easy. Oh, well, J-Man, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And adding to that chat. I love when people can add. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, everybody, have fun with this shit tonight. Please keep calling stuff out because, I'm going to highlight it and we're going to go back and forth about it. So, and then Kelsey loves that shit too because she loves these topics. Loves these topics. What do you got? Oh, peace, J-Man. What do you got here? Lizzie Olsen, a.k.a. Wand from the MCA Little Twin Sisters, was on Full House. Yes, that is right. The Olsen twins. Oh, yeah. Wait, she was on there? Her sister was on there?
No, there's her sister.
Or just saying, yeah, we know that.
Her sister is Olsen.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, what's up, Truth? How we doing? Truth. Neil Stroke and Kelsey. Yes, Truth is in the house tonight. He is in the house. So, when it came to our characters, let me go back up here. What were like, did you ever get upset with any of the characters? Did anybody ever piss you off in Full House? For me, no. I found nobody super obnoxious.
Of the main characters,
no. Kimmy Gibbler.
Yeah, but she was meant to be annoying. And meant to be.
But it added to it, Dave Coulier. What?
Oh no, yeah. It reminds me of you. Because you're always doing voices too. And I never know what you're talking about either. Come
on.
There's a lot of times with him on the show either. I was like, what the hell show we doing? And I do that all the time.
Don't be like that.
He always makes these, he always does like quotes and voices. And I'm always like, what the fuck are you talking
about? I want to play the intro so bad. I just don't want to get us kicked off. We'll get kicked off right away. We'll get kicked off right away if I did that. Even though, but I mean, the show always grew. I mean, when it came to all these shows, everybody, I feel that life lessons were kind of delivered better in a way.
Yeah, because it was just like this nice family. It
was a family show.
Which
it was
something
teaching
that we
you.
Talk about now is that it doesn't exist.
No,
it doesn't exist. Where there's a show that you watch with your parents, who like the kids are watching, like that just doesn't exist anymore. And this was a #1 prime example of that show, because at the end of the show, no matter what, it's gonna round out. It's gonna play that nice sentimental music. It's gonna be nice, and
there we go. It doesn't keep up. The chat's like fucking retarded in my thing. Keep talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was looking at, hey, Bat Super, what's going on? Full House is literal magic. Look at that. I like that. Literal magic. I love this show so much. Full of humor and heart.
Heart. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
Is that at the end of the day, it's rounding back.
Well said.
And you are,
Well said, Mr. Bat Super.
And I mean, and if you do watch the entire series, they cover a lot of.
They cover some serious shit in this show.
Serious shit, at times in the show.
Especially in the first season, it's more like toward, the adults. And the kids have their issues, but the kids have their issues with the adults.
And you know what? It's not until a little bit later that you actually realize, you actually learn how the mother died. And it's actually very tragic. She was killed by a drunk driver. So good. So it's actually when DJ's in high school and
I didn't remember.
And Kimmy's drinking and stuff. So you know they're going through this really rough time in the beginning, but you don't quite understand how or what the story really is. And then when that comes back, and that's in one of the late seasons. I don't know if it's the last one or the one before that. I don't remember how I thought she died during birth. No. But it was a drunk driver. No, it's a drunk driver after.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah. So actually, it's one of the later seasons, and DJ's in high school, and Kimmy was drinking, and then she's like, "How can you do this when you know my mother was killed?"
Okay, all right, yeah.
And it's actually, it's like this really, and you're just like they cover those kind of things, and you're just like, "Holy crap!"
Look at that.
That's how she. Yeah, because you don't know.
No, you don't.
Throughout the entire series, you really don't know until then.
So Lewis says to me, Neil, don't play the intro. You'll get copyrighted. That's what he's saying. I'm going to get copyright there because some of that doesn't make sense while I read it. So Lewis, this drops for you.
You got dude.
As we talk about Full House, of course. You're hitting it on the head with some of that. And that's what all these shows did.
Yeah,
each show that we're talking about tonight, kind of, I don't like to call myself a Jerry's kid or anything like that, but growing up, TV was big for me, man.
It was bigger for you than me. So.
It was big. It was big for me.
I know.
It was big in lessons, and I'm not ashamed to say that because parents are busy. I had parents that had to work a lot, this, that, the other. But
I know.
Yeah,
So, okay.
I was. Yeah, no, we won't dive into that. But these shows they had a lot of influence. They really did.
Yeah, but like these are things that like I would watch with my mom and stuff like that. Like that's great.
No, I watched them alone. I watched all of them alone. That's awesome. Well, your mom loves all that stuff, though.
Yeah, but like that's what we did. Even when I was older, even to this day, like we'll still watch stuff together. Like that's.
Yeah. Well, I had that with my
I
had that with my grandpa.
Oh, my grandpa.
With my grandpa, I watched sports. We watched devil games and baseball games together. So
one day we can talk about what I used to watch. With my grandpa.
The classic houses.
And that's hysterical stuff too, where my mom's like, "Why are we watching?"
We'll get into some of that.
My grandpa used to watch like not funny documentaries, but it was like interesting stuff that I'm like we would watch like stuff on like the Bermuda Triangle and shit like that. I was like,
so that's why you don't.
shit.
That's why you don't mind the weird shit that I'm into.
No,
there we go.
Because I mean, like late at night, I'd be like,
because apparently I remind
after,
her.
like everyone went to bed, my grandpa was always up, so I'd go down. And then we would be watching like these interesting things, so that'll be for another time. But that's why.
It's okay. Say it, girl. Hey, this is the Irregular Neil channel. Let's go. Get Irregular.
First of all, yeah.
Let's
So
go.
we would watch interesting things like that. So I actually did learn a lot actually watching. And I'm like, I probably wouldn't have watched that on my own because I'm like, why would I watch something on like Bermuda Triangle? But it's freaky as hell and it's scary. And
Yeah, but see that's the kind of shit I strive in. The weird and unknown.
Yeah. And that's why I think you guys would have gotten along.
Right. And this is part of why Kelsey loves me and why she stays with me, because I remind her of her grandpa.
You do.
Yes.
So many ways.
With personality craziness.
Yeah.
Which is
insanity.
funny. Yeah.
And you would totally be like, let's watch this, and I'd be like, okay.
No, I'd be like,
and
let's go.
He was always like that.
Yeah,
and he used to like to watch that show, how it's made. So he would like find out how, and it was like,
so
it
as
would be like that, and then it would be like that, and then it would be stuff like this, and
right.
like so it was all over the place.
So as we just went all over the place right there, now
but
we come back.
No, but like what I mean at the end of the day is that I always watch this with my family.
Okay. So Kelsey watched this with the family. I watched this on my own. I watched all my sitcoms.
But you watched it now with me.
Yes. Well, you get to share it with me now because Kelsey is a lover of sitcoms, as I'm a lover of movies and sitcoms and series.
I like series more.
So
I'm not even saying just sitcoms. I like series. I don't like to sit for too long.
Okay. I can sit
At
for
a
hours. I'm over here. I can sit and just like focus for hours. But, as we continued down this, I mean, you had all different three types of personalities between Uncle Joey, we had Papa right there, and then we had Uncle Jesse. So Danny Tanner was the eccentric.
You remind me of him a lot.
When I was using the dust. Yes, where is the dustbuster? Let me wait. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
You know what I'm saying? That you just bought this?
Yeah. Go get this. Don't trip over wires, please.
Excuse you. I'm not going to trip over anything. Why do you think I am?
I just got in trouble.
But I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to fall.
No.
I'm going to mess up your stuff.
No.
Here.
So to channel my.
He's like this. He
got
this because
I'll go back to the screen to channel my inner. Oh, did I not, Lewis? I'm sorry, I didn't take that comment down. Stupid ass that I am. You're LOLing. You can smell the weird. Oh yes.
Oh, between us, yes.
Oh yeah. You can smell the irregular rock is cooking. If you smell. All right, I don't want to get in trouble for that. So yes, channeling my inner Danny Tanner, my dustbuster. Hold on.
No.
Oh my God, why can't I get it? I was extremely excited about my dustbuster. Okay.
So excited.
I was going down the stairs. I'm like, and it's like at like 10:30 at night, and she's like, "Really? Are you serious?" Well, no, you were. It wasn't that late because you'd be asleep. It was definitely in like close to the 10 o'clock range. She's like, "Are you really doing this right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, "I'm excited." I'm like, I've been waiting to get all these fucking little spots all over the place.
This has been ever since I brought the wreath in. Like, yeah, the needles.
At Christmas. Fuck me with that shit.
Can I say where the needles are? They're on the Right by the door! Turn it off, you asshole. You're back.
Here you go. I'll get in trouble with that.
This is an asshole.
No, stop
Yeah.
that. Stop that. So yeah, I channeled my inner Danny Tanner when it came to that. And it, you know, I mean, who couldn't? You had a show where basically, even as an adult, an adolescent, you're connecting. You know, when I was a boy, it wasn't so I could, you know, like you had the two cool uncles, you guess you could say, and I would connect with that. Even though the girl, you know, like there were 3 girls, but still, the 3 girls didn't annoy you. You know what I mean? Like in today's day and age, I don't think that they really. Oh, what the hell? What did I just do?
I have no idea.
What did I just do?
Go back.
What in the hell? Gotta go back. I don't know what I just did right there, but I won't do that again. So there we go. So like, you know, Stephanie Tanner. A fun character. You know what I mean? You know, she had her eccentric ways. She had her best friend, like her imaginary friend, but it wasn't Mr. Bear. Remember Mr. Bear? You know, like all the moments with Mr. Bear.
I had one. His name was Wolfie.
Wolfie?
He was a wolf. He was great.
Here we go. This is a better picture to get them all right there. So there we go. Like, yeah, obviously they're a little older right there, but you had.
That's the thing is too that through it.
You watched them grow.
Watched them grow up, and
it's like they were a family on TV.
And then I'll also say that, like even like we talked about Stephanie. Once she came back in Fuller House, you're like, okay, that same personality is still there.
Still there.
Because like she was kind of still like the crazy aunt.
I watched the first season.
Okay, well, we're gonna watch more. We're gonna watch more. It gets better. Oh my god, you don't even know.
Okay.
𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 has just failed me in so many ways.
Okay.
Anyways, but like you kind of see that, like you could see her. She kind of came back in the beginning of that as like she was kind of about partying and kind of living her life and stuff. And she did have like serious things going on in her life and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, you're like, okay, that is how she would have grown up to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because she always kind of. I mean, she's a middle child too, so
yeah,
you know, he'll pay less attention. Everyone says, I don't know, I'm only one of 2.
Yeah, when you're one of 2, I mean, is there
really
like, is there a middle child? I don't know.
No.
And they all stayed the same. Everybody looks the same.
They do look the same, and that's
everybody aged well. And you know, rest in peace, Bob Saget. Yeah. That was terrible. I didn't read any of the autopsy stuff and all that. Because I'm not into reading about tragedy of someone that, you know what I mean? Because that was tragic.
It was tragic.
Yeah, something about hitting his head or some kind of head trauma or some kind of crazy shit like that. And, really you know, so young and to come back and then they were doing the show. I mean, you had so many beautiful moments in the show. Like, look at that. That's like a genuine moment in the show.
Yeah.
You know, whatever was going on, they were always trying to teach you a lesson. And the lessons always, they weren't like, you know, like overly force fed, like per se today, the way, you know, everything's kind of like, you must agree with this. And if you don't, you're an ass or you're a piece of shit or cancel. But I mean, I guess the substance was there. The care was there. Movies. So I guess when you look at it like this, I mean, we live, you know, I say it on, you know, many different channels. You know, 𝐦𝐫𝐫𝐞 always he says it the same way. You know, and I've said it many times too, it's quantity over quality. Back then you had more quality because it took longer to get things out. Technology was not where it was now. So you couldn't do things really quick. Like you can film an entire movie on a phone if you wanted to.
Well, yeah.
You know, like production, you know, you had to go there and you wanted to write story out.
Kind of like.
Not saying everything was great.
If we watch network TV, you have to wait a week before you see another one.
That was the other thing.
I still like that. Even when they were like released Fuller House, that was on Netflix. You could watch it all like 10, 13 episodes.
All in one day. All in one day.
Yeah, in one day.
Right.
I don't like that. See, I would still watch network TV. Neil doesn't like sitting and having to be at the same place at the same time. But I do. I think that's cool. I think that's great. No, but I think that gives you a reason to love something. I think that now it's yeah, you are rude. That is correct. No, I think these are forced on you because you feel like you need to watch it like that. It doesn't need to be that way. I think it needs to be slow. I think it needs to be a slow burn. No,
I like that you just said that it's that you feel forced to watch the whole thing. You know why?
No, I feel things that are forced, especially
because people feel like they have to review it.
No, but in those aspects where things are really like there are some series that are released like that are released
weekly,
10, 13 episodes at a time.
No.
And you're just like, yes.
No, I just wanted to say no.
Yeah. And I don't like that because then people are like, yeah, I got to do that and review it tomorrow. No, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do that? Then it's over. It's over in a minute. Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
Because.
And I don't understand that today. And that doesn't make any sense to me. And that's why I actually like it if things are on live TV more than streaming because I don't need it right
that becomes another whole topic. It's a great point. It's a great point.
And I'm fine with there being commercials in between and all this. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm fine with
we
that.
We live in an impatient nation these days now.
I love
that. I've always been impatient, but I also like to wait for things. I don't need things right away.
Yeah,
so
I
don't look being in the YouTube game, doing what we're doing now and all this kind of stuff. This is fun. Guys, keep throwing some comments out. We're going to move on to the next show. We'll round back to all these shows too. For instance, Doctor Strange comes out next week. Everybody's going to run to the fucking internet the first week and want to review it and give something. Like, why? Back then, she brings up the point about talking about a TV series now like Fuller House coming out. You're already jumping to watch the entire first season like that. And then you'll have people going out there to review it. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, can you let the fucking thing breathe? Can you let something take some leg and gain some momentum? So yes.
But do you think like when that was out originally, that was a 20-something minute show with commercials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they would make it 30 minutes. They would make it 30 minutes and it's like 21.
Oh my God. And then you'd be like, oh my God, I gotta wait for the next week.
Till next week.
And you wanted to.
Right.
You wanted to wait.
But you had an appreciation. Now it's just.
I think no one appreciates
nothing.
Now
nothing. Everything is next day.
It's right now.
Next moment.
It has to be right this moment. It has to
It's like next moment, yo.
It has to be right now. Why does it have to be right now? Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. And especially shows like this don't exist now. So
no, shows like this don't exist.
But I don't know. I think everyone needs to slow their asses down.
That's not going to happen.
I know, but I'm just saying that I wish they would.
It's not going to happen.
Because I still.
That's why.
I still live that way. So
yeah, but that's why we love doing what we're talking about.
I know.
That's the whole point. That's why shows like this will never die. That's why they go back and make movies that are remakes from the 80s or the 90s and this and that because there are no more good ideas almost. There really isn't. At one point you tap out on stories.
We're the last generations that can appreciate that though.
Probably.
And now it's
most likely.
No, because now it's like people don't even have cable. Like that's sad. That's sad to me.
What?
No, people don't have regular cable now. They just do streaming. Like I think that's sad.
Because that's the way the world is gone.
I think that's sad.
But
and
you
I
could
think that kids can't understand.
No, but but that's what makes this special. No. It doesn't upset me. You're making valid points. The younger generations, the ones that actually get into this, that are like in their 20s, that still enjoy the shit from back then, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because the stuff that comes out now, it is complete ass. It is complete ass. And the parent, and you'll have parents that are like, no, they have some. No, they do not. They don't. Because half the parents are still trying to show their kids the older stuff.
Because you're not, like, I can't really think of it.
We need to move on to the next show before we continue with some of this. When it comes to that.
Excuse me?
No, there's no excuse me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
No, never mind. Go ahead.
What is gonna be our next topic? Because we got all Full House there for a second. Huh?
I love Full House though. So at the end of the day, it was an amazing show. I loved this. I liked the sequel.
Who was your favorite character, by the way? Everybody, who was your favorite character at Full House? Put that in the goddamn comments. Let's go. Let's go. What are you doing? Uncle Jesse? I liked Uncle Joey.
Of course you did. That was my guess for you. And or Danny Tanner, because you're also a cross.
You can't, yeah. Well, you can't hate Danny Tanner.
But there's so many things that I loved. Like, there's so many storylines within it that I loved.
What were some of these? Before we go on, what were some of these storylines?
I like that they grew with each of the characters, not just the kids. They grew
Rebecca
with the adults.
Donaldson.
Rebecca Donaldson.
Kimmy Gibbler grew a lot too.
Yes, and especially if you see her in the new series. And then also, I love DJ and Steve.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Steve. He voiced Batman Beyond, I believe.
He was Aladdin.
He was Aladdin. Yes, that I knew.
So,
I knew he was Aladdin.
Yeah, so... And I love that in the new series and that taking on its new
Yeah, he was in the
as
new
well.
series. I remember.
And yeah, so...
He was in the first season. I remember because he was playing the jealous.
He's in all of it.
Oh, he's in all of it. All right, cool.
And it ends in it.
Yeah, with them getting married, probably. I would imagine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, obviously. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on.
He's within the whole thing. I'll say that.
Cool.
Until I make Neil watch the whole thing. Because he needs to watch the whole thing.
Oh, no problem with that.
Awful that he didn't watch that.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Hey, you should look at that as something cool, something you want to show me.
I do.
Exactly.
Let's
Instead of it always being me showing her all this different stuff, I like when she wants to show me shit.
Yeah. And I really do enjoy it. So.
And she's we're going to Disney in September, and we're road tripping it, so she can't wait to show me so much stuff.
So excited because he knows nothing.
I haven't been to Disney since I was a very little kid. So
it's so sad. It's such a sad life. Anyways, I'm going to enrich that. And
we're gonna be. It's going to be enriched. Wait till you see the videos that come from that.
It's gonna be insane.
So yeah, Uncle Joey, you were an Uncle Jesse fan. I mean, honestly, I was a fan of. I mean, I remember, even as this show grew, and it got more into the kids. Like even Michelle's little friends, they were fucking hilarious. Yeah. They were hilarious. That's why, I'm trying not to move quickly on from this show because there's so much to each show. But that's why I'm saying, we'll round back to each show because how could you not? Why wouldn't you want to?
We will, but
because you know how much shit we're gonna forget, and that's why I'm saying.
That's
people that are watching, throw your comments in there.
There's also something that I loved about even them doing the reboot is that they brought a lot of these characters back, and you're just even people you forgot about.
In the reboot they brought
characters
like those
back.
small characters that you were like, oh my god, okay,
you're just oh
cool.
my god, I forgot about them, and you're like,
cool.
oh, that was a significant moment in the show at the time, and you're like, oh, so cool. I love that. So I liked that, and I like that. So because I like those nostalgia moments. I know that there's people that have been I like nostalgia, blah, 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 blah. But
Steven liked Uncle Joey.
Of course. Mr.
Mr. Woodchuck.
Yeah, that would be you.
Oh,
that's you.
That is me. I was Uncle Joey.
That's literally.
I am Uncle Joey.
That was.
That was. I am. I just don't have a stand-up routine. That I do not have. But I have a YouTube channel, so Uncle Joey. Yes, that is correct. Full House.
You can't help.
Yeah. I mean, we can go on and on. Uncle Jesse's, singing career, all his struggles. I mean, remember the Beach Boy episode when they went to the island and they filmed on location? Remember how it was cool when they would do all those episodes per any sitcom, whether it be Saved by the Bell, when they were out in their one spot. And I remember Family Matters, Step by Step, Boy Meets World, all of it, fucking all of it. 4 of the shows we're going to talk about when they were on location. Everybody would always go to Disney.
Of course.
Yeah.
Had to at one point.
Yeah. Well, they were on.
Oh, yeah. So So Full House, they had a really cool episode, and I think it was really fun.
I would love to pull it up, but I can't pull it
no,
up.
No, you can't. I think that
fucking
was
copyright bullshit.
That's kind of in the time when like some of those that was just coming out with like Aladdin and stuff. So like he was on that show, and like it was funny because like then they would make like he was like dressed as Aladdin, and she kept seeing him everywhere, and it was funny. Like, and that was
I kind of recall that. Why do I kind of recall that?
Yeah, we'll pull it up.
Yeah, I recall that. Yeah,
I know the exact episode.
And didn't Family Matters cross over with Full House too? They did, right? And Step by Step. I remember Step by Step.
Yeah, I couldn't find that clip.
That's where he went to the dance with Sam. Was her name Sam? No, yeah, Sam. I'm trying to remember the girl's name.
No.
Whatever. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Should I play that mashup real quick before we move on?
I can, but that's the only one I can find. If you want to.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean,
Did I do that?
That's my favorite show. Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You're waiting for that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, but each show is like a favorite show of mine. I mean, there wasn't a time that when I would come home from school, I mean, you had your lineup, you know what I mean? You would have, your after school lineup, whether it be on Fox Kids, on Channel 11, and because you only had so many stations back then. And at like 5 o'clock for me, Full House, and I'm sure it continued down the road. Full House came on, because Full House would come on along. I think it would go. I think for me,
was it on? I don't know if it was on TBS.
It was on Channel 11. Was it on Channel? I think it was on Channel 11. I think it was Channel 11.
It might have been on WB.
Yeah,
for a while, but I remember.
Yeah.
So I used to.
There was only 13 channels.
I don't remember.
So I'm trying to. I think it was like Channel 11, but regardless,
I remember it would come on. Yeah, at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Because
it would be on because I'd be like, no matter what I was doing after school, it would. It started at 5.
Yeah, because Fresh Prince was 7 o'clock.
It would go on. I was gonna say it's gonna go until 7, and then the next one.
The more adultish, I guess you could say. Not even. It wasn't adultish, but yeah, it would be. Yeah, because it would be like Saved by the Bell, Full House. It would be like 2 episodes of Full House. Mm-hmm. Then it would go into like Family Matters, I feel. I'm trying to remember how it would all go. And now I'm talking about during weekdays. I'm not
weekdays, like after school.
Not Friday, not
I was such
TGIF.
I was a big fan of Full House. So like I knew that it came on at 5. So even if I was like going to somebody's house after school, like I needed to be home by 5. Like I can remember,
I would do my homework during it, or I'd have to have it done.
My mom used to try to force me to play with this girl I hated. Anyways, I hated her. And she will remember this because I got lost in the 3rd grade and her mother took me home.
You got lost?
So my so there's a small story to this. My grandpa forgot to pick me up from school.
Right.
Whatever.
Oh, shocker.
So I go back into school and I call my brother because my brother's a little older than me. So he's in like 9th grade at the time. He wasn't driving, but we lived close enough he could walk. So I'm like, Kyle, come get me. In the meantime, this girl that I hated, my mom always, or my grandma, I actually think it's my grandma, not my mom. My grandma was always trying to make me go play with Ashley. Like she had this weird ass name. Anyways, she had this like weird ass name.
Okay.
And yeah, I can remember.
Hey.
I can remember her like.
She said she had a weird ass name. Sorry.
She did have a weird ass name. And I can't remember the full thing now. I'm probably will. Anyway, so she'll remember that during that. So whatever, I got lost, right? So her mother took me, and then when she came to the school, realizing my grandpa never showed up, she couldn't find me. And then the teacher was like, "𝐥𝐤𝐬, who?" My mom will tell you this story. It's crazy. Anyways, I can remember like every time my grandma would like force me to go to this girl's house, I'd be like, I have to go home at 5 o'clock. I have to go home at 5 o'clock. And it was because I needed to watch Full House. I knew that's why I need to go home. And I used to record these on my VHS too.
Oh,
so that I could go
the
and
VHS
rewatch
recording.
So I would have,
recording.
I had like literally all the episodes because I'd have them like labeled too, like seasons and stuff. I had them all labeled because I would actually, because I wasn't sure if I'd make it there on time after school. I would have it timed because you were able to time it with the VCR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so you had to make sure it was set up.
You had to make sure it was set up right, and then
just like
back
DVR.
then you're not sure if it's actually gonna work or not.
Imagine my OCD.
So I used to get home and be like, "Is the red light on?"
Oh,
and
see,
then
she
once
really
it
liked
was
it.
done, I'd be like, I'd have to rewind it all the way and make sure that it did right. So I had to watch it all the way through again. And I used to do that all the time.
See, we've been missing this, guys.
I
See what happens when Kelsey's here and she's talking about something she really loves. See that? Because usually she's sitting in the background listening to the shit that I want to talk about. So, you know.
So I'm sorry, but
no, I think that's great.
But
awesome. So, shot everybody for anybody's doing that.
But yeah, I used to do that all the time. So I know exactly what you're talking about after school and all that.
Yeah.
Because I used to record anything that I wanted to watch it, which
after school.
Even when we get to the Boy Meets World stuff, like I had that too. On VHS. So
guys, we just spent like 50 plus minutes on Full House. That's why I said this is a long stream. You know, well, you know, but when you start talking about shit you want to talk about, that's just how it goes. Can we move to Family Matters?
You want to do that next, or you want to do that last?
Well, should we do step by step?
I don't know. No, you can do Family Matters.
I can do. Yeah, I love Family Matters. Oh, 𝐥𝐤𝐤, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿.
Oh, now you can sing the right song.
Boom, 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 boom. It's a rare condition this day and age to read in the newspaper. Oh, good news! And on the newspaper page,
wow,
I just fucked up the whole song, but nobody cares.
I do.
What an asshole. What an asshole. Seriously. But we are on Family Matters.
Did I do that?
Apparently, I just did do that. I just did do
did
that.
that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, what the hell's wrong with me? What do you got? 90s classic, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That show. Oh, of course. Of course. That is a classic.
That could be a totally different day.
Yes, that is a love that show. But we are going Family Mother Frickin' Matters right here. Family Matters was where it was at. So let me make sure I have that pulled up. So I pull up some shot. There we go. Share. La da da da, la da da dee, la da 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 da. Share the screen. So, Family Matters. Wow. Did I love me some Family Matters? Let me make sure that that's sharing. Okay. Huh? Oh, I love Family Matters.
Does he go on Family Matters kicks and he's got?
I go on. Oh
Of
yeah,
course
I
he
go
does.
on kicks. I loved Steve Urkel, Carl Winslow, Harriet Winslow, Eddie, Laura, Judy, who kind of was there. Little
kind of forgot about, and then she'd all of a sudden reappear.
What was his name? Lil Eddie? No, what was his name? Lil Richie. Lil Richie. There's Lil Richie, and he kind of looked like Lil Richie a little bit too. Yeah, this.
I don't know why they always kind of forgot.
Myra,
about her.
she passed away young. She had like some kind of like attack or something like that. But oh my God, and the grandma.
Oh, I love that.
Estelle.
I love that because that kind of brought. So that's kind of like such a good thing to bring like that family together.
Estelle.
You know, just having like that figure because I know you know that
having your grandparents like live with you and all that,
and
it's
I
huge,
grew up with
man.
my grandparents.
Fucking huge.
I lived with my grandparents my entire life, so I know you did. So it's like,
yeah,
that's kind of like just touches you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
this was a very.
This
show had a. Now here's another show that had a lot of heart. This show had a fucking ton of it.
Yeah, in the same way as we were talking about before.
In the same way as Full
they
House.
Covered the same
Yes, everybody covered the same issues and matters, but in different ways.
In different ways, and it was heavy at times.
Yeah.
And then it would just come back to the family, and
when it had to be
great lesson, and you could just, and that's why you wanted to watch it with your kids. You know, you wanted to.
Nobody watched this with me. I watched this all by myself,
I'm
man.
sorry.
I don't have that. I mean, this was all watched by myself. But these were just no, it's okay. These were just like huge shows for me. All these shows were so huge. My God. Yes, just did do that. What? I don't know what you just said, Lewis. I don't know what you're commenting on. I always have to check the comments. Everybody, oh my God, anybody that's actually watching us right now, thank you so much. No. I mean, Jesus, not everybody wants to talk about this stuff. I mean, here's one thing that I always I think I said, oh, you did get it. You did get it. And we're keeping this in here because there's many times where I say this where I'll say it on streams like on Nicotina.
I know what you're saying.
Nobody picks up what I'm talking about, but this is what I'm talking
Steve.
about. Whenever I'm pouring a beer, I do it on the toilet. I'm like, shh.
I actually almost did like a little separate video of that where it was just him doing that, but then I'm like, okay, that would be too much.
Oh yeah, Lewis. Steve Urkel is the man. I mean, especially when he became Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, and I think early on they weren't sure.
He wasn't a regular.
He wasn't a regular in the first season.
Right, in the first season.
And it wasn't until he really became like a fan favorite or like a hit.
It took a second, but Laura, my love. It took him a hot second.
Yeah, so that's why he wasn't a series regular. So originally it wasn't.
I mean, at no point, and he wasn't even an annoying character. I know he was annoying, but he wasn't annoying.
He's an annoying neighbor. He's supposed to be.
There he is, Jaleel White. He also, I used to love when he became Stefan Urkel, but the earlier seasons of Family Matters. I mean, Family Matters went on for a long time. Harriet wasn't in the final season. They recasted her. I don't know why, but she was recasted in the final season.
There was a reason.
I don't know what the reason was, because at one point Mr. Urkel became the focal point of the show. He was not the focal point of the show early on. He was a big with Myrtle Urkel.
I think in the beginning
Myrtle.
I think in the beginning they were trying to find their footing, so then
they didn't know what their footing was going to be.
And then they found the standout character who became a fan favorite.
Right, because look at it right there. Look at that picture right there. Like, he's in front and the family's in the back. Yeah. Even though that was the family he wanted to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Aunt Rachel.
Because also, if you know the story of him, like, he didn't have a family like that.
No, and that was the other thing in that. You never saw his mother and father. They were always mentioned, but there was a point to that because there was no reason for them to be casted, but there was also a point for them to always be absent.
Yeah.
There was a purpose to that.
Well, it was similar to like we were just talking about in Full House.
Kimmy Gibbler. Yes. So there you go. There's your parallels right there.
Yeah. Later on, you ended up seeing a little bit of her extended family, but you never met her parents. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. No point.
In the same way,
it's the same formula. So
which is why they were also able, I think, to cross over.
Oh, so exactly. So how we won't go off top, but like Marvel has a formula and it's successful. Back in the day, sitcoms had a formula that worked, and it was heart and depth, and they stuck to that, and that's why all these shows, in my mind, stand the test of time. Yeah. I don't think shows like this.
Put it on, and we're like,
yeah, I mean the relationship between Steven Urkel and Laura Winslow. Whew, man, does she treat him like shit?
At the same time. was ever doing that to me.
but at the same token,
you freak show, get the fuck away from
right?
me.
But like it was done well, where it wasn't like you ended up. You would be a little upset with Laura, but at the same time,
there were times where I'm just like, Laura, wow, you're such a fucking
right.
bitch.
But they did it well. They did it purposely,
Yeah.
and then there was the other times where they would make Steve look like a complete like, oh my god, dude. But the one thing I always used to love about Stephen Urkel was the fact that he could play basketball. Remember, he was like a basketball like savant. I used to love all that, like the banter he would have. Like, remember, like talk about finding their footing. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Oh, god damn it! Why did I do that again? Look, that's the step-by-step crossover.
Oh yeah, I couldn't find that on.
Well, what we're saying. There was a crossover with that. There was a crossover with Full House. I think that was it though, right? Boy Meets World, did they have?
No.
No.
Not with that, but I feel like he may have been on some other stuff.
Not sure.
I'd have to think about it.
And
I did find the clip for Full House though. So.
Oh, that's cool.
I know that.
There was so much. Oh, remember Urkelbot? And then also standing in right there, you have Waldo Geraldo Faldo, who did not start off as a character that was going to be in the show. He started off as like one of the thug characters. Yeah. Sup. And then he turns out to be like a crazy chef and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. He's actually like a really funny character.
He becomes a very funny character and a main character, little by little. Like, what's cool about these shows too, when you go back and watch them, you see the way they were testing. They were testing stuff.
Oh yeah. To see who works, especially early on, like the first couple seasons, like
the first season,
without
a doubt.
First season, maybe even second season, you'll see them testing out, like, oh, is this character gonna work? Is this one gonna work? Is this a hit? Okay, let's go with him. So you see that obviously with Steve, but like even along the way, even some side characters too.
Oh yeah. Harriet right there, Harriet Winslow.
Even like giving her a storyline of her own.
She had she had a very big storyline throughout the whole thing, but early on, with the job and losing the job,
and then
that going out of an actual real storyline about like her job's becoming obsolete, and then like she had to.
Back then.
That was back then in the 80s, and this started.
That's relevant now.
So Family Matters was 89. It started in 89, and then Full House started in 87. So right after that became Family Matters. So it was, it really hit well. And then the Disney episode, there you go. Yeah, there you go. When they were out in Disney. Stefan Urkel.
I think all of these shows did that, and it was fantastic, and that's awesome.
They used to do the spoof episodes. Oh, God, I keep doing that. I don't know. I hit the mouse and it goes funkadelic. So, I mean, what was it? Oh, that would have been another shot if we had a shit ton of people watching. Where are we? There's Aunt Rachel. Aunt Rachel had quite for being a side character. She had a pretty big storyline. Rachel's Place.
Yeah, but she was a big part of it. Like, she helped
early on. She was a big part of it. Yeah. As it went on.
Well, because
her role.
Well, that's because
kind of like Judy.
The kids kind of.
Well, they always don't. The kids always take over at one point.
I think as they got older, their storylines got heavier, and so then she was just a bit more background.
She became more background because Richie stayed in it. Richie was in it.
Well, because he also started to grow up, so
he
had more, and he was funny as he got a little older.
He was. He was. He did get funny.
Yeah. That's what they kind of went with.
Oh, look at them right here. Look at Laura and Steve as they're a little bit older right there. I love that all these people like age pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl Winslow. Who didn't want Carl Winslow as their father? Come on. Who didn't? He was awesome. He always tried hard. My God, the patience of a man like that to deal with a neighbor like that that's constantly in your fucking place destroying everything. Think about the property damage in this show.
Can you imagine how much he spent on fixing his house?
Right. Think about.
Steve did. Now, do you think he sent the bill to Steve's parents that you never saw?
You would have to. I mean,
like he had to get a big payout from them, right?
oh, look at the house. Wait, Lincoln Park House from
Because
TV Family
the way
Matters
that
to be demolished. They demolished
Steve, Steve like destroyed his house on like the daily. So I mean, his parent. I don't know what his parents did, but man, they had to be pretty wealthy to be able to keep fixing somebody else's house.
Oh my God.
Somebody else's house because that guy was insane.
Yeah, property damage hurts.
Yeah.
You know they always like. Oh wait, as we were talking about that, here's a character that just never got any ground. She was just always kind of there. They never recasted her either.
And she was forgotten about because she disappeared for long periods of time.
My God, like, do you have a sister? Where's the sister?
But I don't understand why exactly. So
maybe
that doesn't make sense to me because like
maybe the character.
Laura, they went with Eddie.
You know what though? Well, because you know what? As you're saying that, you in Full House, you had Michelle, Stephanie, and DJ. And all three characters got storylines.
I know, but why didn't she?
Because maybe her character just didn't resonate. You know what I mean?
No, but they didn't. I don't think they give her a chance to.
I don't know. No, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Because when they used her, her character made sense. She was the third child.
I know.
She should be the one that has the rational, like, personality. Almost like, yeah, you guys are all a bunch of idiots. Like, you could have used her in that way. She kind of was. I don't know if she was used in that way. Was she used?
I just think that almost like so she was in. Maybe when they brought in like Steve, then like he took over so much that they didn't have a storyline for her.
She was used early.
I think they could have.
Wasn't she used early in season one?
I don't see why they couldn't have used her, and I don't know if there was something maybe with the actress or something like that. But at the same time, she was young enough they could have recast her.
They never recast her.
No,
she was always used.
No, they didn't. But
yeah,
I was just always like, why did they not? Because they had a storyline for Laura all the time. They had a storyline for Eddie all the time. Like it didn't make any sense to me that they didn't have a story.
No, well, the picture I have right there, that's from the first season. She was used in the first season because Steve was used limited. Steve didn't. Urkel didn't show up until like halfway through the first season, I feel, and he still wasn't really used.
But at the same time, then they also had story for like little Richie and stuff like that. So I'm like, why would they not have had a story for Judy? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like that stuff doesn't make sense to me. Like, what was the point of having her there? That
I don't know.
I didn't get that.
I don't know
because I think they could have. Because like you were saying.
Well,
like,
see, she
always had a story for all of the kids.
Well, look right there.
Even
like
if they were individual, they always had a story.
Yeah, little Richie. But my point is that maybe the character just didn't resonate. It didn't.
I know, but
it
you
didn't.
Wonder why
it didn't hit. They do polls.
I know, but I just don't think they gave her a chance. So I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. I don't think they gave her a chance.
There was always
the way that they should have.
Well, there was always funny episodes.
There was funny episodes
throughout Family Matters. They were able to get really goofy with Family Matters because of the Urkel character too.
Of course.
You used to love all the experiments that he used to do. I'm just clicking on random pictures to show, different types of the era. Oh my God, what was that, Lieutenant Murtaugh? Oh, Lieutenant Murtaugh, shit. Oh, he was awful. Murtaugh was.
Is that when they were doing like the undercover stuff?
Oh, I mean, remember when Urkel started doing the serum, like for Stefan Corral, and then he started experimenting, and he did the Bruce Lee serum. That was like one of my favorite. That was when it got a little later in the series, and that was on TGIF. That was on a Friday night.
Well, yeah,
that episode was on a Friday night, and I remember, like Urkel would do like the way they did the fighting and all that. Him and Carl turned into Bruce Lee. It was hilarious.
That was the stuff where I'm like, this is where it made me
oh my God,
like Laura.
Whoa, Waldo.
That made me not like Laura because I'm like, she liked Stefan, but she never liked Steve. And he's literally the same person.
Look at little Richie. Holy shit.
And that was that kind of stuff where I'm just like, that's why I didn't like her. Because
he used to have stuff like this. They always did. Remember his car? It was like a Mini Cooper. I forgot what it was called. What the hell was it called?
It was.
Oh, that's a classic shot right there. Oh my god!
It was literally like a clown car.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
I don't know what it was.
Son of a
but
bitch.
It was not meant to like.
Why can't I come across it?
No.
I used to love. I mean, remember when you had Eddie build the car with his father, and they turned it into that purple monster? Was that a Challenger?
Yeah, but it was so nice.
Or was it a Charger?
It's like he wanted.
Or no, it was an old cop car.
Yeah, but they turned it into like
a muscle car. A muscle car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember that episode.
Yeah, that was a deep episode.
He didn't want to really have his father involved, but then in the end, when he realized how important it was to him, he did.
Because he had Waldo helping him. I remember.
Yeah, but really, Carl wanted to be the big part of it. And
Carl wanted to always be a part of his life.
I know. That's so nice.
Always. That's why, like, you know, when you're watching these shows, they had such great messages and characters to go with it and caring and all that kind of stuff. So you're just like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, so at no point did I ever not enjoy Family Matters. Family Matters was always a thing of just like sheer enjoyment.
Sheer joy to you.
Always, 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 always. And when I look at it right here, let's see what this mashup has, because I want to watch this mashup.
Did I do that? Oh, rude.
The Code Man's back.
Got it, dude.
Fruit blows me away.
My name is Plays with Squirrels. And a moose. We don't need counseling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to release that as a video. We're going to be releasing all our mashups.
I wanted to do maybe more of that, but I didn't want to like overdo it at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to release a lot of our
I
mashups,
wanted
as
to
you've
be able
noticed.
to play it on here, so I didn't want to make it.
Yeah.
too long.
No.
Because I actually have an original one, just for the 90s in general, and it was a little longer. So I could release that.
Yeah, a lot of our
I could release
mashups.
that.
A lot of our mashups are going to be released, as you've been seeing if you're paying attention. We've been releasing a lot of our mashup videos.
Yeah. I'll be releasing some on Irregular Disney as well. So.
Oh, you better. You better. I mean, why wouldn't you want to? The hell? Come on.
If anyone wants
Right?
to come over and join Irregular Disney, come on over.
Plug.
You're supposed to plug your other stuff, shit.
Woo!
You shit.
Oh, gosh. Family Matters. Ready to move on?
You can move on whenever you please.
No!
Yeah.
What, are you leaving me?
Oh,
Where are you going?
I'm already going for you.
Don't run away!
You never always wanted to.
Why would you run away? Oh my God! Why wouldn't you want to run away? Apparently, she just ran away from me. I mean, what the fuck? Yo, guys, that's rude. That is rude. It really is rude. But oh man, yeah, Family Man. You know how many videos that we wanted to set up for this? I mean, you know, I just played that mashup. I'll play it again too, of course, because it's only a minute. That we wanted to put on here, but you know, the copyright issues when it comes to this gets bad. It drives me nuts. Family Matters hits a lot of buttons for me. Full House hit a lot of. I mean, full. You know, when you do these things, you're like, what hits your buttons? Everything hits your buttons. So, I mean, fuck. But what we're going to do is we are moving on to the next show. And the next show I feel that we should move on to is Step by Step when Kelsey gets back over here because Kelsey loves Step by Step. And we watched a lot of Step by Step. Now, we were putting a lot of these shows on throughout. So let me stop that screen. We're going to share another screen. Step by Step was the Susan. I don't even remember how the song goes, but you remember me complaining about the intro? How we're. Yeah, I know. Start over, different every day. Oh, what was it?
Different hands to play.
I'm not good with them.
You're really bad.
You know I make up
You're
words.
really bad.
I
with
make
this.
up words.
I love Step by Step. I get into such a rhythm when I'm playing it on.
Is rhythm a dancer? It's a source companion. You can feel it in every way.
No. Shut up. You're annoying. You're super annoying.
I gotta keep hitting those. Step by Step. Do, 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 do. That was kind of like the
man,
end.
that was such a good theme song too.
That was sung by Suzanne Summers too.
That was fantastic.
That was sung by Suzanne Summers. Three's Company. Three's Company too.
Yeah, I mean, I love Step by Step. They were like a further time, modern day, like Brady Bunch.
Huh.
They really were.
You know, I didn't think about that. Fucking A.
They really were, because they were kind of this blended family.
That was a modern day Brady Bunch.
Yeah, and they were.
They just didn't
these
do the Hollywood squares where everybody's going like this and looking down and looking up like this.
Oh, I love Brady Bunch. That's a whole different
The
story.
Brady Bunch, dun, 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 the Brady Bunch. I like that you just said that. The
Yeah, but that's
Step
kind
by
of-
Step was a modern day Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I mean, they just got married, and that's how it started. They just got married in like Hawaii or whatever in the beginning. and
Yeah, they
was,
hoed out.
Just kind of blended the family together.
Yeah, they eloped. And then they're like, guess what, everybody? Y'all are getting together.
Yeah, and they all put.
I don't care if you like
they
it.
Put them into a house, and then they all were fighting. Like it kind of. That's always the vibe it always gave me, and
Right.
I think that's why I loved it, because I used to love the Brady Bunch. So the Brady Bunch, when I was a kid, used to be on Nick at Night during like they used to do like those marathon things, like those marathon nights where they would have like one show every night. So that's how I love that, and I love Three's Company and all that, because they used to do a different show every night, not like they do now.
Did I do that?
You cutting me off.
I'm not cutting you off. I just saw a comment there. You know, keep going. This is your show. Step by Step.
It's not my show.
No, you can rock.
We watch Step by Step together.
I like no. I like Step by Step, but you love Step by Step. Like I love Family Matters. So Step by Step
I
is
just have to
definitely.
put it on, and it's just like it gets me because it's also that very similar thing is that it's just a family show and it's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. You have the Fosters and the Lamberts, and they need to come together, but they really don't. But then at the end of the day, they do, because at the end of the day, they're going to stick up for each other. Because the kids are always like kind of fighting the Lamberts and the Fosters, because
They are?
They don't like that their parents just went off and got married and then put them into a house together.
I actually.
Which
gotta
I
put that
feel
on.
I'd be the same way. Obviously, when I was a kid, I would not have been okay with that.
No, I come.
See, and
Hey,
they were like,
I come from divorce, so I know about being
you
put.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being in with step families and this. Yo, it is
I know.
awkward. Yo,
I know.
everybody, it's
You know that
awkward
better
as
than anybody.
it's awkward as fuck when it comes to that. Like having stepbrothers and sisters and all that shit. I mean, and I just love that you said that this was the modern day.
That's what I always felt about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just
Well, wait,
always-
let me put that.
well,
This
I
was
do
a-
know why.
No, you do know why. It's a good point. This was the modern day Brady Bunch for people. Because the Brady Bunch was in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then here we get to the 90s, because this was like 91, I feel.
This is the very early 90s, yes.
Yeah, like 90, I think 91 this show started.
But this went on for
This-
let's like 8 or 9 seasons.
See.
Something
I
like
don't
that.
know. Let's see. How many?
It went on for a long time.
God damn it with that. I keep hitting that shit. What? How long did this go? This went on for... Really? Why would that show up like that? It just showed up with step-by-step weird shit.
Go down. 91 and 98.
91, that's not bad. Not bad. So I was close when I said 91.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's a step-by-step dance class that's showing up there. That's a little
because
weird.
That's the name of a class. Right?
Here they are. I mean, Cody. Whoa.
Cody was funny, and then like later on in the season, in the series, they wrote him off, and I don't like that. So that's why I don't really love the last season. Because I think he was such a big part of it. Like he was Frank's nephew. He lived in their driveway. He was always causing crazy stuff in his van.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, always creating crazy stuff. The only thing I remember about Step by Step is the videos Funny or Die did about them. Huh.
Oh.
Not sure, ambassadorial.
Oh.
But you did. We've been going. Oh, you know what's fucked up, Kels? We've been going for an hour and 21 minutes, right? Okay. And this goes for ambassadorial, right? And we only have done Full House and Family Matters so far. Now we're just going on to Step by Step. So if anybody still has things to say about anything, like if anybody still wants to talk about Full House, we'll talk about Full House. Right. If anybody wants to talk about Full House, we'll still talk about Full House. And if anybody wants to talk about Family Matters, we will still talk about Family Matters, because what I want out of this for anybody that comes in and tunes in or stops by, tell me about any of these 4 shows or any of your 80s, 90s sitcoms that you want to add to it, please. Add to it.
Feelings about your childhood, because
Right.
These things bring good things.
This is all about nostalgia, so bring it on. Anything. Even if we've talked about it, talk about it again. It's okay.
This especially like aired where like I remember it airing and everything like that, but I also remember it just like playing so much like after school and stuff like that. That's where I loved it. What's wrong?
Man, the SNL skit about Family Matters reboot in the same vein as Bel Air, just called Urkel, is a funny skit. LOL. What? Oh my God! Please tell me they don't actually want to reboot Family Matters too.
Oh God, please don't. Actually, Family Matters, I don't know if I'd feel the same way.
No, you can't do that. Can't reboot any of this shit. You just can't. Yeah, but at least you had all those actors come back. I mean, what the hell would you do with Family Matters?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing.
What the fuck would you do with Family Matters? Nothing. I don't know.
They would make it about like Urkel and.
Yeah, no. I don't even know.
It would be like one thing.
What would you do with that?
It wouldn't feel the same vibe. Like,
No.
They kind of took like Fuller House and they made it like similar.
No, that would hurt.
Gave you the same vibes and everything.
Hey, everyone, look at Suzanne Thighmaster Summers.
I don't know. I love Step by Step though.
Oh, here you go.
And then the same way. What?
Cyclone Scotty. Family Matters and Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is another one we'll talk about
we've
too.
talked about dinosaurs before.
Yeah.
We've watched Dinosaurs.
And that was part of that's why I said this is a long podcast series, not just one long
isn't
show.
one episode.
Yeah,
We're not doing that all tonight.
We've got so much to talk about throughout this podcast series. It rattles my brain. It rattles my brain.
I mean, I'll start by saying that like all of these, which I don't know if I did say,
what?
I am such a big fan of theme songs, and these shows all brought you in by those theme songs, and this is one of them. And they started out, and later on they kind of cut it down a little bit towards the end. But I mean, like you'd start out, they were like at an amusement park. Like that's great. That's great feelings for me. Like that's stuff that I do as a kid.
That's what these shows did.
So you're just thinking like, wow, this blended family, they're out there, they're doing that. Like that would start the show alone, where they were doing like the rickety.
Yeah,
roller coaster.
You mean the roller coaster that shouldn't exist next to the ocean?
The wooden roller coaster that you're like, Okay, I might die, but this is so fun at the same time.
How haven't they
I
drowned?
used to, I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to go to Cedar Point in Ohio a lot, so they had a lot of foods like that, and it scared me a little bit. It was also like so thrilling. So that gives me those vibes, and I just love a good theme song, and that one always pulls me into.
Yeah, step by step, day by day.
Fresh start over, different hands and play.
And then she gets all like, people we said, oh, make it better.
The second time.
Yeah, she gets all like into it.
Okay.
Why does that
get
keep
into-
doing that?
Stop clicking the wrong thing.
I guess I'm clicking the wrong
I
side.
don't know. I think that, and I think that's such a disservice.
What?
This day and age. That.
This day and age. To read in the newspaper. To read any good news on the newspaper page. I still can't get it right. See? Yo, with all... shut up. With all these shows... Now, with all these shows, you can tie in their theme songs. That's what I just did right there. That's pretty good. That was pretty fucking good.
You suck. But anyways, sorry, everybody, but he does.
No.
It's
No.
okay. No, it's not rude. But I think that was so important that I hate now that there's no theme songs. I hate that. And I don't care what kind of show it is. I don't care what it is. And they're cutting it because they want more screen time. It's a fucking sitcom. You should have a fucking theme song. I'm sorry.
Fuck that.
But
Give us a theme song, yo.
No, but I'm sorry, but that's just ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
What are sitcoms? They're still going to be 20-something minutes long with commercials.
You mean
when
like
you're
Disney
playing
Plus
them.
with their 6-minute credit endings?
No,
Where
I'm
you can
just
play a
talking
theme
about,
song?
like,
Yeah, no, I'm just...
Say you're playing a sitcom on a
Right.
network TV station, right? You're still only going to play 20-something minutes because you still have to have time for commercials. So why can't you have a theme song? Come on, what's it going to cost? 1 minute? It's going to cost 1 minute of airtime. That's what it's going to do because that's all you're going to play. Now that that's the full theme song, because I love when I watch full theme songs and I'm like, oh,
Can I play your mashup again?
do whatever you want.
Ready?
But you're going to do it all right.
Whatever. I don't care. Hey, I don't know who shows up at any time. What if they didn't see it yet? I mean, the drops are short and they're perfect. So why can't I play this nice little mashup? It gets people excited.
Did I do that? Oh, feel it.
Ditties! The Code Man's back!
Got it, dude.
Fruit blows me away.
My name is Plays with Squirrels. And a moose. We don't need counseling.
I love that. Oh yeah. I mean, I had to hit that again just due to the fact that, yo, you might not have seen
He's just going to keep doing that.
that.
Because he feels like he wants to.
I can't help myself as we talk about step by step.
Yeah, but I will say I am always going to be like, I love to put it on. I'll put it on by myself all the time. Like, he'll come in there all the time in the bedroom, and I'll just be like, yeah, I'm watching step by step, whatever. Because I feel like it's also another one of those good family shows. And it was one of the last ones. And I did run till 98.
98. Well, how long
That
did Boy Meets World go? Pretty long. Right?
2000.
2000. One thing I will say about
that
Full-
one I am a big fan of too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
So,
to that.
I think Phantom of these, so that's why.
That's why we're talking about them, girl.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't. We love all
But
4 of these, so
I
it
love
doesn't
that-
matter.
I love how also this one also progressed as the kids got older and all of that. This went on for a long time, longer than you even think that it did.
Yeah, no, they got pretty old.
91 and 98. They ended up having kids together and all of that. So then that integrated.
Cody and
too.
Dana, didn't they get together?
I don't know if they ever got together.
I don't know
Did they
either.
get together?
I'm not sure. I
I
feel
don't
like
know
they
if I ever
did.
watched it to the end again.
I don't know.
Like now, because I get in his vibe where he's like, no, at the end, and he starts it over.
Yeah, I'm always like, I love one thing about these sitcoms. Before I read a few comments, and then we'll continue.
Yeah.
Is I hate when I get to the end, or I
Yes,
hate when I get to like near like a certain point because
That's
the
sad.
feel, yeah, but the feels go away.
No.
The feels of what it
Yes.
used to be and like how it was. I'm like,
Well, I
oh.
know, and that's how I feel about like this show too. Is that
The earlier on stuff sometimes is better than when they get to the
But I
later.
feel like throughout all of it, they were covering the same kind of stuff.
Every
and
one
they
of these
were-
shows covered the
but
same
it was
thing.
just another one of those
It's-
family shows, and it was
nice
nice, and it was great.
It was done in a different way. It was 2 divorced parents. So like this was a different style show because it was 2 divorced parents with 3 kids each, and they got together and they force fed these kids to being like, you have to get together. So there was that dynamic because people lived through that. And then you had Family Matters, where it was a family that stayed together and worked hard, but it was just like the struggles and transgressions of race, the common man working, the wife being a working person, then having the eccentric, crazy neighbor, bringing in all these different dynamics. Then you had Full House with the tragedy, and then 3 guys having to get together to take care of 3
But in
girls.
the same way, you're like, okay, it was in the same way that Cody wasn't the neighbor, he was the nephew, but he was also that same role, kind of like a Steve Urkel. And
Steve, yeah, like that
outward.
outworldly, crazy guy that kind of
Like he was crazy.
broadens the family, brings them to life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And then
Keeps
they're
them
always
on
like,
their toes.
Like, what's Cody doing? Cody's
Exactly.
Something in the driveway.
Right, exactly. Like,
He's
what's
"Can
going
I-
on
can
now?
I plug this into
The-
your kitchen?
The comedic relief that had a point, not just being comedic
So
relief.
that's why I got a little upset a little later on, where they kind of wrote him off a little bit. But
Cody?
he did come back. But,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Um,
So, Ambassador, what do you have here?
towards the end.
The one thing I will say about Full House is that it went on way too long.
No lies.
I don't know.
Lies.
I mean, Jesse and his family living in the attic, that was way too much. But
No.
ambassadorial, when you think about it,
But
when
do you
you're
remember why they live in the attic?
right, he was an aspiring, I want to be
So-
famous kind of guy,
No,
right?
but he went to.
See, you're gonna.
So when
remember
he
this better.
married,
Yeah.
when he married Becky, right?
Uh-huh.
He was gonna move into her apartment, and then they felt how much the kids were impacted, and she was like, "No, I can't do this." And because of how upset Michelle was, and like
Mhm.
those moments, and you're just like, she was just like, I care more about your family, your extended family, not my family, but your family.
There was a point to it, ambassador.
There was a point to it, and that's why she's like, we're going to live here. We're going to have kids here.
because this is where
We're
the
going
happiness
to-
is.
This is where
Mhm.
it all is. Even if we don't have
That's
our
a te-
privacy all the time.
That's a teaching of
But-
family
But it's like that's where you
sacrifice.
Yeah, this where you're like, this is where the
bonds.
importance is. Where you're like, you're somebody that's like, okay, yeah, we could have had our own family by
True love.
ourselves, but it's at the same time like this was more important to him to be
Mhm.
with his.
And it was important for
family.
her
And
to
it was
see him
important to her.
happy, and then in turn she becomes happy. So yeah,
So I
a
don't
lot
think
of
it- I don't
so
think it was
think
eccentric
about
at all.
how that was. So maybe for you it was way too much, but
No,
with us
it
just
wasn't.
explaining that, was it way too much?
It was
maybe not.
To
Maybe
me, it was
not.
not. I think it was just like, because I can remember that episode because it was right after the
Mhm.
wedding. You're like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And then Michelle
No.
thinks that
Michelle
thinks that they're moving in, and then they're not.
I think
and
we
then
just
it's
made a
just
great
like-
point. I think we just made a great point.
Yeah, and it's just like I just remember
Let
that.
me get a high five.
I remember that episode, and I'm just like,
Shit.
I remember how heartfelt that was, and then I'm like, she sacrificed, whatever her own independence, even.
Right. Oh, that's complete. That's complete
together.
sacrifice of independence.
Or
Doing
even
that.
their independence.
Same thing with Step by Step.
That could have been together, and I was just like, that's so great. And I just remember that episode, and it always touched me. And yeah, same thing with Step by Step.
Yeah, same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs. Earl St. Clair, same here, was hilarious. Not the mama. And one of the greatest catchphrases of all time. Not the mama. You got that shit right. Yes, you do. Neil, you sounded like the baby from Dinosaurs when you were singing. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do have a high pitch. I must say.
He does. He keeps going.
Does any? Oh my god, I get mad at myself. I get so pissed off. I'm like, oh my god, what am I, high pitch, Eric?
I was like editing the last toy show. And
Oh,
for whatever reason,
the one with my Green Arrow outfit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's like, it's not my voice. I was like,
oh my god.
That's always been your voice.
Yeah, I'm very
And
high
he's just like,
pitched.
I'm
I am-
so high.
Do you remember that one show? It was from the set. Gonna make the hit parade.
All in
Those were the days.
All in the Family. I grew up on All in the Family. My
fuck
grandpa was such a big fan of
All in the Family. That fucking show with that lady singing.
I can probably rap about that shit too, because I grew up on all of that shit because of my grandfather.
Your grandpa. Yeah, it's Cheers too.
Jefferson's, Cheers.
Wait till we do the Cheers.
Hi.
Yo, wait till we do the Cheers Feels in Love live. Oh, we're
I
going to go
could-
crazy
I
with
have
that.
so many sitcoms that I watched because of my grandfather
Mm.
that, like, I probably wouldn't have because of my age and all of that. But, like, I watched
Yeah,
all
you were
this-
introduced to things I never thought you would be introduced to.
I was I'm telling you, have you ever met my grandfather? Which I'm sad you didn't.
We have a 10-year
Ye-
discrepancy, so like I'm surprised she knows all this stuff.
I do.
Surprised.
All in the Family and how outrageous it was, even for the time.
Oh, yeah,
and
that was an
today, it would
outrageous show.
never come even close to existing. I don't even know if they even place the syndication the way that it used to because of how outrageous Archie Bunker was. And
Archie
how
Bunker was
prejudiced
crazy?
he was.
Yes.
Because he was so prejudiced of the Jeffersons who lived next door, which was
Oh my God!
Which was the
The
spin-off.
Jeffersons,
which
yes.
was the spinoff.
And then there was 227. I used to love
which was
227.
the spin-off.
Oh my God!
So I have so much of that stuff too that I probably could
Do
talk
you
about.
see what we can do?
We can do so much.
That's why I said, everybody, get ready, because you never know when links might be sent out for shit like this, because we do
But
need
you
help
don't even
sometimes.
know because I had so much of this, and that's just because of him, and that's also how it Cheers and all that.
I can't wait to do
Which
Cheers. I can't
Which
wait.
we love to
Can't
watch.
wait.
We love to listen to the theme song over and over
The
again.
theme song is fantastic. It is
I was listening
fantastic.
to the car today.
We danced to it for one. There was this one night where I played the Cheers theme song
like
on a
5 million
loop
times.
5 million times, and I just had us dancing late at night. I
Aw,
just couldn't
it
get
was so-
enough of it.
was so
Couldn't get
fun.
enough of it.
It was so fun. But like I have moments of that.
Look at this.
So-
Look at this. Look at what Lewis says. I bet when Kelsey sings, she sounds like an
Right.
angel.
I'm
LOL.
kind of I'm a little-
Lewis,
I'm a little
I'm gonna
tongue
give you one of these.
Stop. You don't even know. I always wanted to know how.
Ah!
He's such a fucking
Ah!
asshole, isn't he? No,
Oh.
I wish I could. I wish I could sing.
Oh.
I always wanted to, but I was a little tongue deaf.
Ooh.
I was a little tongue deaf.
Check this out.
No.
Check this out.
No.
She says no to me. Ambassador asks us, okay, which was cuter, the baby from Dinosaurs or Michelle from Full House? Ooh. Oh my God. Are we talking over time? If we're talking over time, we have to go with the Dinosaurs, not the mama. But if we're just going for early on Michelle Tanner,
I love Michelle
oh, she's cute as hell.
Even as she grew.
She's
like,
cute as hell. I mean, she was cute. I mean, come on.
You got, dude.
I'll be right back. Kelsey has to
got
talk.
stuff. No, come on. Michelle Tanner was cute. She was always like a focal part of the show. Even in the last episode, she that's when she got amnesia, and like, come on, everyone was so worried about her and she couldn't remember them. So she was still a focal point till the end. That was the point of it. Even in ending, or they're like, once she finally remembered, they were like, come on. And then they came together as a family, and that's how they ended the series. And I think that was so important. So throughout it, yes, she was adorable. I know as she got a little older, they're not as cute as when she was like a toddler, but come on. Didn't love Michelle Tanner. It was a fun time. It's a fun time. But we were not on Full House, and now he just tore us back to Full House. This is what a regular Neil does. It's what a regular Neil does. I'm telling you. This is what you do. We were not talking about Full House, but you pulled us right back to Full House.
What did I do?
No, I said you were.
Oh, because background music. What the hell are you doing?
Whoa, what did I do?
Oh, yeah, you can play music now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went down too far.
No, that's okay. I know you can play music in the background, though, on this
No,
shit.
okay.
So, yeah, I mean...
You pulled us back to Full House when we weren't talking about.
What? No, but that's what we want. I mean, because we can go all over the fucking place. That's the whole point. When you come on...
She was so cute.
She was. When you
She
come
was,
to
and I
the
said
irregular
even in
Neil,
the-
that's kind of how
I
it
said
goes.
even in the end, do you remember the last episode of Full House? She had fallen off the horse and she lost her memory.
That was Michelle? Oh
Michelle.
my God.
Yeah, she fell off her horse and she lost her memory. And then the whole family's trying to get her to remember, and she can't remember, and she doesn't remember any of them. And then in the very end, she remembers. And she goes like the twins are trying to play with with her stuffed animal. And then she's like, I told you can't play with them. And then they're like, you remember? And then
Oh my God, I don't remember this.
It's just really great moment.
I
And
don't.
they're just like,
I don't remember this.
like
Wow.
like oh my God, what just happened? And then they're telling her what happened.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, but we weren't giving up on you, Michelle. And she's just like, and then they're like, yeah, because we stick together as a family, just like we always have.
Family.
And just like
Family.
we always will.
See? Family. Oh. What do you got?
we always
Hey,
will, Neil.
Jose.
Right?
It's Jose. Jose.
Oh, that's a different show. That's a different show, but we will do that one day.
Oh,
'Cause
we
we
oh
are
my
a big
God.
Saved by the
We
Bell
are.
fan.
When you wake up in the morning and
Alarm gives out a warning.
you
Then
think you'll
you
never
don't
wake
make
up
it.
on time.
Make it there on time.
By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look,
Just in time to watch the
bus drive by. It's all right because I'm all saved by the bell.
We love
So let me read your comment now.
I do love that.
Let me read the comment now.
I could go to stream
As I was
this
just
without
saying, as
theme
we just
song.
went into singing "Saved by the Bell."
Yo, can we just can we
my
do a stream just on
you want to do a
sitcoms theme songs?
oh, that could be a Feels in Love.
Just sitcom.
That could
theme
be a
songs,
Feels in Love on
and that could
sitcom
just
theme
go
songs.
through, like,
But the only problem is we would have to do a sing along because we can't actually play the music. We'll get taken down in like 2 seconds,
yeah, we suck, but
which
we'll try anyway.
which is a motherfucker.
we
um,
suck. But
It is
we'll
it
do
is a motherfucker. So let's see. My favorite is Saved by the
But man, I
Bell.
love
Full.
it.
Oh, here we go, Jose. I like that you're giving me a list here. Jose, also thank you for watching all my old content. By the way,
Why do you want to watch this moron?
I mean, I appreciate it, man. I mean, that's all old content that you're watching, but thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I don't understand why.
I appreciate it like you like to appreciate what I give you.
I'm forced.
So,
I'm forced to do it.
yeah, she's
Like
forced. You're not.
I don't quite
So let's
understand,
see.
but
What do you
thank
got there, brother? My favorite is Saved by the Bell, Full House, Fresh Prince, Family Matters, fuck yeah, Dinosaurs, Step by Step, and Boy Meets World, which we haven't even talked
We
about
haven't
yet.
gotten there
We
yet.
haven't even talked about
Wait-
Boy Meets
wait
World
till I
yet.
get to Boy Meets World.
Oofka, oofka. Because, as I'm going down, step by step, it was like you said. I love that you said it was a modern day Brady Bunch style. It wasn't like the Brady Bunch, but it was definitely for the time.
Yes,
But
it
like
was,
other than
though.
No, it was. But other than that,
because they would,
I mean,
like the siblings, they would fight, but then at the end of the day, they were
yeah,
standing up for each other.
yes,
Like,
yeah. You saw the inner turmoil, the I guess you could not say hatred, but the animosity. Animosity. There was a lot of animosity between them.
Like they did not like each other in the beginning, but then as
I know
the
you
series
did.
went
I know you
on,
Saved by the Bell.
as the series went on, you'd see them standing up for each other, making them.
Boy Meets World. Now there was a good show. Feeney. Oh yeah. Ambassadorial. We loved us some Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World, especially early Boy Meets World.
Yo.
Whew.
What do you think? No, we haven't gotten there yet, but.
Whew.
You don't know the
Oh,
love.
good God, Jose. What about Who's the Boss? Oh, yeah. Who's the Boss? Fuck yeah, dude. Tony Danza.
My mom and my grandma have been watching it
On what?
they're on cable. It's on cable. Yo.
Yeah, but mierda. Why isn't it on streaming?
Stop it. So
Why is it on
every time I go there, they're literally watching this marathon all the time.
On Who's the Boss?
It's on something
What is
family. Something family.
I probably don't.
It's on like 180 something. You probably do have it.
I don't know. There's some channels I don't have because
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't really.
Yeah, I know you don't have Hallmark. I know you asshole. You don't let me watch my Christmas movies.
I don't. What are you talking about? I watch you late. What? What?
No, my feel good Christmas movies. You don't get Hallmark channels.
So you go watch that with your mama.
I know I have to. I'm just saying. So I don't know if that's
Yes.
one of those channels.
Who's the
Anyways,
boss, yo? Who's the boss?
But Who's the Boss? So they've been watching that a lot lately. So every time I go there, I feel like they're watching Who's the Boss. So I've been like reintroduced because, again, with my grandfather, even though these things were like in syndication at the time, he would get in these kicks where they'd be on it like again 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, whatever.
Yeah, it was around that time.
And he would. Yeah, he'd always be watching it. So it was another thing that I'd be like, he would get into like a Who's the Boss kick. He'd get in a Becker kick. He'd get in like whatever it was.
That's me.
So I know, and that's why you guys are very similar. And that's why I always tell you all the time, you're very similar. So I do love Who's the Boss, and I could rap about Who's the Boss. So that's another one. Of those that I could.
Jose, that's a good bring up, bro. Good bring up.
I'm telling you, there's so many that I can, and they're not even like 80s, 90s. Like they're early.
Oh.
Well, actually, Who's the Boss was probably early 80s.
That was early
I think
80s.
they were
No, that was early 80s too.
Early 80s.
Yeah, it
So
was.
I could do that too.
Ambassadorial says, All in the Family. That was hard. That was a hard-hitting show, but so funny. Geez, Edith, will you cut with bothering me? Spun off, equally great show, The Jeffersons. Yes. Yeah, dude, that's why I'm like, when we
could talk about that now because people will be like, they were offensive.
Whatever. All these shows technically.
But this is just our opinion. So no one
fuck cares. You know how many people want to talk about these shows that don't talk about them?
I know.
We're
totally
you know what I love about? See, that's what it's about.
I can talk about.
That's what it's about. You know, I want to bring people into the Irregular Nation to not just talk about trending news. That shit bores me. Okay, there's
all
right. Trending.
I really hate when you talk about that. To be honest.
No, I know, but I like talking about it, but I don't like it to be my shtick. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful to be able to go to other places to talk about it and not make it my thing. I'm not about trending news and what's going on right now. I'm about talking about what you love, what made you into why you do what you do now on YouTube, or why you
what we enjoy.
Yeah, what do you enjoy? Talk about what you love. And that's what I want to make my live streams more about. I don't want to make my live streams. I have an irregular thoughts that can be about some trending topics that interest me, not about fucking things that are going on constantly. So for me, trending news is about current shows that I love, or maybe like a director that I might want to talk about, yada yada.
To a point,
but it's not something. Right. And it's not something that you would tune into every week to go, ooh, is Irregular Neil talking about like Zack Snyder putting a picture out? No, I can't do that shit. That's not
Does that be about 3 seconds for you to be like,
I have
okay.
a spoof. I have a spoof for that, Neil Storm, that when I whip out the green screen, maybe I might do that a couple times, see how it hits.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we do that first?
You know, but you know, other than that, like this is where I want to drive. Like when we could create our game show live stream, when we can do like a friend, like when we did our friends live stream and we were talking about all the board games I have. Huh? Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff I want to gear the live streams toward.
Yeah.
So that like if I have people on like on a panel, so everybody gets it, you're coming on to be part of a show to engage in something entertaining, not to just talk about like, yo,
every comment.
Yeah, like you know, like well, yeah, but the whole point is to read these comments because we're engaging in topics that are about nostalgia and shit like that, and shit that like drives you, you know, shit that makes you happy, not just like yeah, oh, Michael Keaton's gonna wear the Batman suit. That's what that shit makes me do. You know, that's not fire. That's not hot content. That's just ass. That's ass to me. That's ass. That means that, and then I see like hundreds of people in there. Like, really? Is this all you fucking magoos want to talk about? Come on, shit. So anyway, let's continue. Kelsey, right? Wait. What about Growing Pains and Alf now? Let me take the banner off about Step by Step because we're getting to Boy Meets World, by the way, everybody. We're gonna go to Boy Meets World.
Step by step.
Huh?
Step by step, I love them. So
yeah, but we're coming back to it. We'll come back and round back.
Okay.
But I want to talk Boy Meets World. I like Boy Meets World. Yeah, I mean, but like, all right. So Jose talking about right here, Growing Pains. Growing Pains was another good fucking sitcom. You know, and that's why I keep saying all these sitcoms that we talk about, they can all kind of meld together when it comes to messages and
there's so many.
They just
so many.
They give
generations
you, and different situations that they gave you. You know what I mean?
So like we're just talking about like All in the Family. That's in like the
70s.
Where like times were so different, so you were able to do shit like that. You'd never be able
no,
to play
you
that
can't
now.
do All in the Family.
I don't even know if they play that in syndication anymore. Like I used to watch it on TV Land with my grandfather. I don't believe that's probably able to be played anymore.
No,
people would be like, "That's so offensive." Everything that came out of Archie Bunker's mouth.
Oh, was bad. Offensive. Oh God,
it was offensive, but at the time, it was funny. People laughed at it. People like loved that, and now it's like, oh my God, how can you say such a thing? We live in
pussified nation. That's why.
I know, but you also have to be like, you're not really offended by that.
You're not. You just want to be offended. Some people just want to have.
You want to make a statement. You
yeah.
Do your thing. But I can talk about all that stuff.
You know what we might do for this? We might make an episode for the 80s/90s podcast about just like this style of stuff, like how you can't go there anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't know how we'll embrace that one, but that's gonna be one. I know that because I want to do action movies. I want to do 80s 90s wrestling. There's so much we want to. Well, you're not going to be a part of that one. That's the one I'm going to get your brother for. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
He wants.
I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
He can be a part.
I want to do my 80s action movies because that was so big for me. 80s and 90s action movies were huge. Oh my God. We're going to do that. I might have a panel for that one to join in because I know Kelsey can't join in because when it's this style thing, when Kelsey and I can go back and forth, I don't bring people on because this is just our energy and how we go. But when it comes to topics that she can't join in on, really, and that would be that.
Okay. I know I'm going to be like the hot topic right here. I don't really like movies.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Kelsey doesn't like movies. I have to sit for 3 hours at a time. No. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We differ that way.
Oh, no. But I'm going to say where I'm better because a series. Okay, he wants to watch something for fucking 3 hours. I can watch something for 15 hours, 20 hours, and guess what? My characters have grown. Your characters are stuck in their fucking movie. Okay?
Wow.
That's all I'm saying right there.
Wow.
And that's why I don't like movies. I like
Wow.
series more than movies because you can get character growth over you're stuck in a confined space.
In a bubble, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So movies suck. Series are where you go.
Okay, that's
Let's
Kelsey.
go.
That's Kelsey's
Hot
Hope
take.
That's Hope Productions. Make sure
Irregular Disney.
make sure to
Hot
go
take.
subscribe to Irregular Disney, which is Hope Productions, and then go to @HopeProd09 and go follow her ass on Twitter. Because once you guys start following on Twitter, I'll start doing stuff.
Oh, you got like 18 now. I was wrong
but-
by your 4.
Okay, good. That's why I said just do certain
But,
things.
I
But
don't really get
what
it.
about Growing Pains and Elf? Growing Pains, yes, definitely, because
Elf was weird. Elf was weird as hell.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper took over the Growing Pains house, and they did in the first episode of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. They actually did that with Hanging with Miss Cooper and Mr. Seaver.
Mhm.
Yes, where he walks in there, which is pretty
Elf
cool.
was
Alf was a
Elf
very
was very interesting.
dude. I don't even know what to say about Alf. I mean, I liked Alf as a kid, and
But
when
it-
you go
but-
back and like, I
Have
haven't.
you watched
wa-
it in
we haven't.
syndication? I've watched it in syndication, so I've watched it.
He-
Had
he-
it on.
He was interesting, Alf. He was trying to eat
I
cats.
feel like
Didn't
they
he
had
always
it
try
on
to eat
maybe
cats?
WB or something. They had it on for a little while,
Right.
Or they have it on. I think it's channel 8 by us. I don't know what it is.
Oh, whatever.
Anywhere else,
Yeah.
but they have it. They have shows like that on that.
Alf was an
channel.
interesting show.
And yeah,
It was
yeah, but when
interesting.
you watch this as an adult, you're like, why did this?
Yeah, you almost say like, why did Alf happen? But
Like that one, I was never connected to.
no,
enough, where was
it
just
did.
like-
It did. Yeah. I mean, I remember
But-
having the stuffed animal and shit.
But
and-
I could. I mean, I could probably. just-
yeah, it was almost but no different than like Perfect Strangers. Like, what the fuck was the premise of Perfect Strangers? It was so.
Weird fuck.
It was a weird fucking show. It was a weak ass premise, and so far, and it made no
Because
sense.
We've watched that in recent times, and
Standing
we're
tall.
kind of like, yeah, we love this, and then it's just like,
Yeah.
and then the next episode, we're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is
what?
going on right now?
What is BATNEIL doing?
So,
What?
it's
You know,
like, why did this
BATNEIL
happen?
kapatapatapatis.
Why did this happen?
Yeah, I don't
And then
know.
you're kind of like, okay, I get why this ended.
Alyssa Milano, before she was loopy lefty, she was a cutie. Ah!
She was good on Who's
Yeah, she was great. Yeah, she was great on
That
Who's
was
Boss.
a great.
Kelsey is
her
right
and
about Michelle in Full
Jamie
House
and-
about falling of a horse. Jose recalls what you were talking about with the horse.
In the final episode, yes, correct. I am correct.
What do you got there? A short aside. Entertainment news is boring as fuck. Yes, he was talking. Yes, yeah, it really is. A little more than speculation and bullshit guessing about what is going to happen in a movie.
Instead of just waiting till it comes
Instead
out.
of just waiting,
Like I
I've
say
never
all the
seen
time,
so
I'm
many
like-
people fuck their own
I'm always
minds up
I'm
so
like,
much.
Why are you talking about this so much?
Every day.
You talk about this like twice a week.
God
Like, why are you
damn.
talking about this? Why can't you just wait till the movie comes out? You're ruining it for yourself.
You're ruining it for your.
I say this all the time.
I don't. Yeah,
He
but that's
does
why
it
I
anyway.
don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do
He
that.
does it anyway.
Little more than speculation and bullshit about guessing about what's going to happen in a movie. Here's an idea. Wait for the effing movie to release, then
Thank
talk.
you. Thank you. This is what I say constantly. Why can't you wait till the fucking movie comes out and then you talk about it, okay? Why are you
Oh
talking about
God.
3 years before it's gonna fucking happen.
Or hell,
And
even
then I'll be like, oh my god, they did that.
Oh my
I
God.
talked about it 4 years ago. Oh my god, I'm
Oh.
gonna cry now.
or fucking even
Fuck
talking
you.
about a series, you know, like per week. Like Jesus Christ, let the story be told.
See, and
then
I
evaluate
see
the
it,
fucking
and
thing.
Exactly, it's a series, so let it flush
Let-
itself out. and
Remember
that's
when I
why
was
it's
doing that?
interesting.
Remember when I was doing that early on with like WandaVision and shit, and I wasn't, you're talking about each episode each week. So then you could be like, meh, I didn't like it. But then you go to the next episode and you're like, oh, that's why that episode came out, and then that made sense for this one.
And
Wow.
that's why you gotta wait till the end
Yeah.
for it all to flush out, and that's
Oy.
what's great about
Yeah, we live in a
series.
very, very interesting day
But
and age.
also, why series rock? The movies don't.
Well,
Because
no, don't say
series
movies
plot-
don't rock. Movies rock. You
Kelsey.
Series rock because you're able to flesh out storylines and characters in the correct fashion. Not have to wait 5 years for the sequel to come out and then you get the next storyline for
Well,
that character.
I can't argue that
So-
because not every movie knows how to just to do it. You know, they just don't.
That's why.
Wait, what does Jose got here? I still have the DVD of the following: Full House, Saved by the Bell, Growing Pains, Alf. Everybody loves Raymond. Oh,
He gets on
Jose.
that kick.
Oh, fuck, Jose. I love Everybody
so
Loves
in my mom's
Raymond.
storage unit, we could probably go find my VHS tapes.
Of?
Which house?
Oh wow, you have the Full House VHS tapes?
I probably definitely have
Oh my
everything.
God. Yeah.
Definitely have Boy Meets World. Because I used to tape that even off of like where it used to air. I know later on it aired on Disney Channel, but it used to air on one of these other ones too. Did it air on TBS for a little while? I think
They did.
I'm trying to think of the stations it did, but I only know I probably only know the numbers. I don't actually know what they are.
Mm.
Like I know that it was like 99 at the time, but
Mhm.
it was I used to set up my VHS for it, and then my mom got rid of my VHS, and then I was sad, and then she said that she still has it, so I think she still has my VHS.
She
So
probably
thanks,
does. Your mom doesn't seem like a person that throws stuff out.
Thanks, Mom.
She doesn't.
No, she actually kept my VCR. I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
I'm talking about.
That's
Like,
fucking insane.
Not my VHS tapes. I'm not.
I'm talking about your
concerned
VCR.
that. I'm talking about my VCR. That
Fucking
can
insane.
play that shit.
Insane. Neil,
That's not insane.
if you want an 80s
That's
kid
fantastic.
perspective, oh, that is fantastic. I just say insane
I have
in a
a
good
lot
way.
of shit though. I probably have a lot of
Kelsey,
shit going on.
yeah, I bring the irregular
And-
out in you. That's
And
the
I
whole
have
point.
I have all my Disney stuff. So
Oh God.
like that's where I want to watch it because I know they remaster everything and they take stuff out of the vault and everything, but there's nothing like
The original.
watching
The original.
like an original release of a VHS and like even like the commercials that they used, they're the previews they used to have before
in the beginning,
it.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I
No,
interrupted
no,
you,
you're
but-
not. Kelsey, let it come out. So ambassadorial. I like what ambassadorial. Ambassadorial has something nice to say here, and I know that, dude. I know that, and I'm gonna have you on. Don't you worry, because you're gonna come on for a lot of certain things when it comes to this. Because I know you have a lot of passion toward it. Because I pay attention to your channel, I see what you do, and you talk about your passions, your loves, your likes, what drives you, what made you a nerd, huh? You know, so that's what I love about you. Neil, if you want an 80s kid perspective on shows, movies, so on, hello, right here, bud. Definitely, dude. Yeah. You're-
everybody.
Huh?
N-E-I-L. It's not J.
Oh, yeah. I'm NEIL, sir. But definitely, ambassadorial, I'm going to have you on, but I'll let you know in advance because that's how I operate. I don't like to spring it upon somebody like, hey, you want to come on tonight? No, I'll let you know like a week in advance about what's going to go on because I know you're a busy dude too. And you do a lot of stuff. So what do you got here, Jose? And Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Cosby Show. Oh, God, The Cosby
I
Show.
do love the Cosby Show. I know that might be controversial now, but
No, I like
I do love Cosby Show.
I love The Cosby Show, Different
grew up with
Strokes,
that.
Fat Albert.
I grew up with that.
God, you remember Different Strokes?
Yes, of course
That would be very controversial now.
I know. I just meant with the
Yeah.
Cosby thing. That's
Yeah,
why I'm saying
well, that
but,
too. I was
um,
born in 1978. I'm an old school guy. Oh no, Jose, I know you are. I know you were born in. I know you were an old school dude. I know.
But I was I used to watch the Cosby Show like constantly.
Oh yeah, these were all the shows. Everything that everybody's naming right now was fucking on my TV while I was doing Family Ties. I mean, we got to talk
Family
about Family
Ties.
Ties.
Yo, this series can go on for.
This
like,
series is going to go on for a while.
a long
You
time.
see how the toy show hit well, shit, guys. Episode 22 isn't out yet, which is, I'm saying, yeah. So we have 22 episodes. Well, 21, but 22 is coming out of the Irregular Toy Show.
Next
This
week-
is only episode 3
of the 80s/90 podcast. And this is going to go on for a while because you hear us going random as fuck about so many shows because it's really hard to stay on just one sit-on show because there's so much fun stuff to talk about. That's why, like, the first episode of this podcast series, we were like, where are we going? We don't even know.
We don't know what to do.
Right. And it's just like,
We should definitely go Boy Meets World right now. Should we go Boy Meets World?
Yeah, we're going to go Boy Meets World. Here is my top 5 sitcoms from the 90s. Dinosaurs, Full House, Friends. Oh, yeah.
We did that.
Yeah, Frasier.
Feels
Oh,
a
my
lot.
God,
We
Frasier.
did feel so much.
Simpsons.
Yeah,
And
but
let me
that
clarify.
goes hand in hand. We have to talk about Cheers first before we can talk about Frasier.
Yeah, we got to talk about Cheers first. We're going to do that. And Ambassadorial, I feel like you could talk about Cheers because you were from that. And I remember you almost lost your mind when we were doing the sing-along. Remember when I did the sing-along on Instagram? He was so happy about that.
Let's talk about that
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. I would bring you, I would bring you on for Cheers.
Yo, I
easily.
can talk
And that,
about-
that's not part of this series. That's a Feels and Love.
I can talk about Cheers so much because I watched so
Yeah.
much of that with my grandpa.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 seasons in full. Now we have to continue.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
even like the other day, you were like, you need to listen to this once a day.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I
you're so
posted
right.
that.
I
Yes.
do need to listen to that once a day because I listened to it on the way home from work today and it just made me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just started
It's that show is we can talk about that. Early Simpsons, not zombie Simpsons. A lot of early stuff. It's like early Family Guy. You can only watch early Family Guy, not late Family Guy. Same thing with the Simpsons. Simpsons has been going on so fucking long. It's like Jesus
I don't really
Christ.
know what to talk about.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
that's another show that like
time.
it
It's
goes
just
like
like-
so all over the
It's
place.
just too much.
So let me I'll put up this banner because we're going all over the place. And let's talk about some Boy Meets World too, because Boy Meets World was fucking fantastic.
So good.
Let me pull up a share screen, stop screen on that. There we go. Back into there. Yeah, dude, definitely. I'm telling you, don't you worry, you're coming. What about Charmed? Exactly, Jose. Yo, Jose, you're throwing out some good shit, bro.
Not tonight.
But yeah, Charmed, it's another good one. So
We got tons to come.
let's go into share because we actually have been going for over 2 hours right now because we're insane.
Oh, yeah. This is crazy.
We're insane.
We
We
got-
started at 6:30 and we're still going about this. That's right. Okay. So we have now moved on to some Boy Meets World. So guys, who was a big fan of Boy Meets World? I know Ambassadorial was. I know I was. I know Miss Kelsey was. So, here was a show.
This is like. I don't know.
This is how the show started. This is how the show started
I'm
right here.
so connected with this show. I feel like this is like one of those first things that I remember. It just connected me so well.
This show hit for you.
It
This was a
hit
show
me.
like when Kelsey knew I liked this show, like I was a fan. She was like, "Oh," and she's like, "We need to put it on." I'm like, "So let's put it on."
I used to have. Yeah, I became such a big fan of the show.
Sean and Corey, love the relationship between Sean and Corey.
Sean Corey. I actually used to have. I'll tell you. I used to have a light switch cover that was Sean and Corey. And Topanga. And it used to be my light strip when I was a kid. Yeah, when I was like a teenager.
I mean, but the
I
adult
It was so
figures,
good.
yeah, but the adult figures in the show, you love them. Mr. fucking Feeney.
Mr. Feeney, come on.
Oh
he
my
raised those
God.
kids. He
Where
made
is
those
Mr.
kids
Feeney?
what they were.
Come on, give me a single picture of Mr. fucking
He
Feeney.
put up with their nonsense and
You bastards. You bastards. There we go. Feeney. All right.
there he is.
There he is.
George Feeney.
There we
George
go
Feeney.
again.
What are you doing?
I don't
What are you doing
know.
with your life there?
Mr. Feeney. Here, we'll put him with
Mr. George
Mr.
Feeney.
Mr. Corey Matthews.
Yeah.
So start rapping about those two right there. Rap about Mr. Feeney and Corey
Oh
Matthews
my God.
while I take a bathroom trip.
Thanks for your info.
Thank you for your TMI, Neil. You're welcome.
Oh my God, come on. Now, like,
And
he...
when the freaking Boy Meets World drops?
I'm sorry. I failed you. I failed myself. I'm sorry, Neil. No, but George Feeney, he was their role model. He was the person that no matter what they did, no matter how much they wanted to dismay him and all that. Because he was their teacher. He was their teacher throughout too. And this went into their college years. He followed them to college, to Pembroke University in Philadelphia. And he then became their professor there too. So he was just always their guiding force. So they were always, no matter what antics they were getting into, he was kind of always there, because he was the Matthews neighbor. So he literally lived behind Corey and Eric their entire life. So, but every time that they got in trouble, they ran to him. They didn't run to their parents. I mean, their parents were like a big part of the story and everything like that, but they were always running to Mr. Feeney. They were not running home to their parents. They were running home to their neighbor. Who was Mr. Feeney.
Did he pass?
And that was fantastic.
Did he pass on? No, he hasn't passed on, right?
No, I think he's living. He was.
He's 91 years old?
Yeah.
I don't know how old that picture is. Copyright 2017. I don't know if he's still with us.
Yeah, I think he is. I
I
have
mean,
not
yeah.
heard that. I would have known that.
So what were you covering when it came to that relationship?
No, I was saying that he was their teacher throughout, and I said he followed them to Pembroke University and everything like that. So he was throughout the entire series. He was through all their time. He kind of moved on with them, and then he was the Matthews neighbors. So he was always right there. And I said when they got in trouble or whatever, even when they got older, in college and everything like that,
he was always
running home to
always
Mr.
the voice, always the voice of reason.
They were not running home to their parents. Their parents were a part of it, but they were not the driving force of them. Their mentor was Mr. Feeney, and they needed Mr. Feeney's opinion on everything. I know, I'm sorry, I'm failing you, but Eric would be standing out, Mr. Feeney, Mr. Feeney.
Oh yeah, the Eric relationship. With Mr. Feeney.
He relied on Mr. Feeney so much because he needed his take on everything. Am I doing the right thing? How do I do this? How do I go to this point in my life? What am I supposed to do? It was just really special.
As Ambassadorial says right here, Feeney.
Yeah, and he would stand out his window, and then he'd come out and he'd give him his good advice, and he'd just be
always,
or he'd be like,
always with a lesson too
or
for
he'd be
Corey
like,
and the boys.
I was waiting for you.
Always.
I was seeing how long it would take you to come to me.
Always.
I think because at first, when Eric went to college, he didn't find his way right away, and once he got there, he kind of found himself lost, and then he'd be like, Mr. Feeney, what am I supposed to do?
Right there.
What am I supposed to do? And he's just like, I'm waiting for you.
And he had that voice. He had that special voice too that resonated.
And
he also was Kit from Knight Rider.
He gave. I know.
Talking about the voice. A voice can resonate in the mind and hit certain levels, and he always hit those levels. Mr. Matthews, when he would get mad, he would call like that. He knew when he would get serious.
And they would be like,
whoa,
Mr. Matthews, Mr. Hunter.
Mr. Hunter, yes.
And they used to be
Corey
like,
Hunter.
oh, fuck, we're in trouble.
Definitely.
Or he'd be like, fuck,
always.
don't know what class I just slept through.
Oh, yeah, always. Cheers was quintessential. 80's Ted Danson, a young Woody Harrelson, and Kirstie Alley. Yes, sir.
But I mean...
Fun fact about Mr. Feeney, he was also in Saint Elsewhere. Don't remember that one. And was the voice of Kit for Knight Rider. Yes, sir. Go ahead. What's this one? I remember one episode where he got so disgusted with them that he walked out on the class, but he did it out of love to teach them. Oh, God. What episode was that?
I do remember the episode. I don't know exactly.
The exact lesson of what he was doing. He always had great.
So much, but he
always had great lessons, right?
He did it with his lesson in mind, where he wasn't gonna he's not gonna fucking walk out on his class.
Right.
He's gonna make them sweat.
Think.
Because
Make them
they
think.
They were young. I do, but now I'm like upset that I don't know exactly.
Well, I'm always impressed, like
So
when Kelsey
upset.
remembers all this
Because
stuff.
I'm so upset right now that I don't remember the exact episode because I watched so much Boy Meets World. I'm telling you, I have these things on VHS that I recorded. Anyways, I'm not kidding. So, yeah, but he would always have this lesson for them, or he'd make them think about it for a little while, and then they learn the lesson because they were always learning the lesson themselves, right?
Mhm.
He was teaching them.
Yeah, he was
But
making.
he wasn't being like, I am teaching you this.
No. What he did
He
is he
wanted
guided.
them-
He was your ultimate guide
Yes.
for life.
Yes.
That is
And
the type
he
of person that
was-
you wanted to guide you.
He was
Mr. Feeney was that
he
dude.
was the teacher. He became that principal. He became, he
Mhm.
was this thing in Corey's life, in Topanga's life, in Sean's life, and especially Eric, I think. Like he was just this guiding force.
He was a guiding. He wanted to be the guiding force.
He wanted to be.
He was like a he was another father to them without
Yes.
trying to be a father, without interfering,
But at the same
without
time,
interfering, without getting in the way of family. He was always there.
because the family was involved, but at the same time, it was Mr. Feeney that was guiding
And
them. And
he brings up a good
he
point.
wanted to be.
You're gonna like this. Go ahead. No. Say what you have to say.
No. Now you distracted me. So.
Well, Ambassadorial says something that I know you would love right away. Two of the greatest TV neighbors of all time, Feeney and Wilson from Home Improvement.
Because my mom calls me Wilson.
Yes.
Is that why?
Your mom. Now, the funny part is, right, Ambassadorial, as you say that,
If you're watching,
Kelsey-
Mom,
Kelsey's mother calls her Wilson,
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson from Home Improvement, because you never really see. Did we see his face in the show? No. Or like once or twice here and there. But you only ever see the head and you hear the voice. And what do we get from Kelsey? Just the voice in the background. So that's fucking hilarious. And they are probably two of the greatest neighbors of all time, when you think about it. Because they were influential.
I could totally
They-
talk about Home Improvement too, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah, there's another show
I
we're going
grew
to
up with
cover.
a lot.
So what we'll do is, you know what we'll do? We'll throw Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, and Home Improvement, and maybe one other into another
I grew up with
episode.
So much Home Improvement too.
Right,
Again,
to another
my
episode.
grandfather was
That's-
such a
that-
fan of
right.
Home Improvement.
But that's the point of this whole
loved
fucking
Tim Allen.
podcast series, to just
Yeah.
keep throwing in all these different series and still talk about them randomly throughout each one. So yes, Ambassador, great point. What do you got there, Dennis? I remember that Boy Meets World had a crossover with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Now, did that happen? Do you
I
recall-
know she was on the series. I don't know if it was it necessarily
Was it Sabrina?
a crossover, or was it Sabrina herself?
I don't know.
I know she was on the series. I also know that. Can we talk about Full House for a second? Candace Cameron Bure was also on the series, and she played a witch on Boy Meets World, where she yeah. So
Really? I did not know this.
yeah. So I think she was dating. I don't know if she was dating Eric or she was dating Sean's brother. And she
I don't know.
she was so when they went to college and they became roommates and they were in the apartment, and anyways, so she was a witch. Like she actually believed in witchcraft.
Okay.
And all of that. So that's what I remember. But so that's the thing is too, at this time, that all these actors and stuff, they appeared on each other's shows and stuff like that.
They were
So
all
you'd be like-
interconnected.
So you'd be like, oh my god, I recognize that person. So
Right.
like,
So you might have
like,
thought
I
it was a
remember-
crossover, but it wasn't a
but it
crossover,
wasn't.
right?
So I don't
Why would Sabrina the Teenage Witch cross over
was
though?
Sabrina on there?
I don't know. You never know.
I watched.
Who knows? That show was out there too, Sabrina.
I'm not sure 100% on that one.
Yeah.
I did
She
watch
was-
a lot of Boy Meets
She
World.
was big in the 90s. Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan
Oh my
Hart.
God, she was
love me
huge.
some
She was
Sabrina,
fucking
though. I could
huge.
probably talk some
I mean,
Sabrina.
yo, look at the outfits. This was
I could
nothing
totally
but the
talk
90s.
Sabrina.
That was like my outfit in middle school.
Yeah.
The flannel shirt with the t-shirt opened, all that shit. The Corey Matthews look.
With the like washed out jeans.
Right, the washed out jeans, baggy, no less. They were baggy. I mean, but look at it. Remember Mr. Turner? He was the cool teacher, Mr. Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like how they kind of like wrote him off too.
Oh, see,
and then
like
all of a sudden he was
I didn't follow too much into the college years.
No, it wasn't even that. So it was that. So Sean had a very bad childhood, right? So he was brought up in a very
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he adopted him. Well, kind of, right?
Yeah. So his parents they were all over the place. So the mother kind of left, and the father was chasing after the mother. So he kind of stayed with the Matthews for a while. Anyway, so Mr. Turner was their teacher, and at some point they connect.
Yeah, I remember
on some level, and he ends up taking Sean in and becomes his surrogate father. And I think that happens for a season or two. Where he's trying to figure out how to raise this teenager that's rebellious because he's
super rebellious.
Because he's Sean Hunter too.
Topanga was a hottie.
So I don't. And then at some point they kind of wrote that a little bit out of the show.
They wrote it out. They didn't do a good job. Is what you're saying?
They didn't do a great job with it.
Okay.
They could have done so well with it. Like I think that would have been great if you would have fully adopted.
I was a big fan of Mr. Turner too.
Yeah, and he was kind of that cool teacher.
Yeah,
who kind of wanted to rebel a little bit against
he
George
came in.
Feeney.
Like, look at that. Yeah, him and
Feeney.
I used to like that. I used to like how they would headbutt because they had
teaching styles.
And
right?
and I used to like the banter. The banter was good between them.
And he would be influencing these kids that George Feeney has now mentored all of these years up until that point. And now he's taking them in a totally different direction. And I thought that was so interesting. And then I thought it was interesting that they all of a sudden brought Turner back all of a sudden for like an emotional episode where he got in this like motorcycle accident, and then Sean's all emotional about it, but it was kind of a little out of place. And I wish that they had like just continued the relationship. Like they always kind of brought his father back, who was unstable and
always unstable and
like that. But I wish that Sean had gotten like that happy ending with maybe Turner or something like that. Like, So I don't love what they did with that character, but he was a great character for the seasons he was in.
Oh God! Now Dennis said something right here about the show, and he goes, "Wrestler named Vader was the father of the boys of Corey Matthew." No. Now I think what he said. Remember what were the bullies' names? Oh my God! What did he call Corey Matthews? Boob. Stu, what did he call him? Oh my God! Come on! What did he call him? Oh my God! You remember he was like the Fonz. Remember, and he had the two goons with him. Now it was the heavier set guy. The heavier set bully in the show. He was all like poetic and stuff when he wanted Corey and Sean to help him. That was who Vader came in and played the father of.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Yeah. I think he used to call him Stooge, Boob. Come on. Fuck. This is your show.
Failing me.
Come on.
Failing you.
She is fucking failing me right now.
I'm sorry. I know.
What do you got? Yeah, it'll pop in.
I'm gonna remember it later.
God damn it. What do you got, Investor? They were obsessing over a new video game, and he was saying how lucky to have all this new technology, and they used for stupid memes. That is the episode when he walked out. Huh. Okay, cool. Now, what do you got there, Dennis? Sabrina went to a date with the main character. Okay. She only appears in the ending of the episode. Sabrina was awesome. I know it can't happen now. Oh my God. Get out of here with these fucking pop-ups. All right. What do you got there? I know it can't happen now since Wilson has passed. and Feeney is too old. Okay. But imagine a show with those two characters. One word, epic. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God.
They probably would have went like back and forth.
Oh,
better
my
neighbor.
God. Oh, my God. Can
or
you
like,
imagine?
who had like the better like planter? Frankie! That was one of them. That was the fat.
That was the big guy, Frankie. Frankie was the big guy. That was that was Vader. That was the son of Vader. Frankie. And then he had the little pipsqueak. And then, oh, come on. Hey, boob. Hey, stooge. Harley was the bully.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was that guy.
What was baboon? Ah, that's what he called them.
That's what he did.
He
together.
called Corey Matthews baboon.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. See?
I feel like some of that early stuff I always forget about.
Hey, baboon. I didn't know if we could figure it out, but we did.
See, that's what you gotta let us stew for a moment.
And you know what's funny too? You always knew that these two were gonna be in a relationship from the start.
They were meant to be.
Right. But I love the progression of the weirdness of Topanga. It was really good.
Yeah, because then she kind of mellowed from the early stuff. You were like,
Right.
she's
Yeah.
a little too eccentric. So I think they brought her down a little bit.
Yeah, she
I
was a
think
little
they
she was
were
a little
like,
too
okay,
over
she's
the
a little
top.
too
Well, you
much.
already had Minkus. Remember Minkus? You had Minkus, and then you had Topanga. So you're like, wait, you have two of the same characters. What are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
she was a little
one-
too much.
One has
she
to.
wasn't gonna quite go with Corey.
No,
So
and
they
he
had
was.
to dial her back a little
Corey
bit.
Matthews was eccentric.
Yeah, he's eccentric in his crazy way. That's why she couldn't be too crazy. later
And then
on.
Sean was his balance.
Yeah, he was always the one pulling him back.
Right.
And at the same time, you're like,
You love the
so
dynamic.
and you give so much credit to Topanga that put that relationship.
Yeah.
Because even till when they got married, he's literally like standing there with him. He's like, I got time to her now.
Yeah, that relationship.
That was
And then it went into this.
That actually was the number one relationship.
Because it went into this. Like, they actually carried a show on, Girl Meets World, with them in it, but you didn't like it, and I don't know if it didn't take off. It didn't last that long,
It
right?
didn't last that long.
No.
I did not enjoy it. I did not find it. I think I found those kids that they cast
Crappy?
Annoying.
Did you like when they went into college? Or were you like already
To a
kind of,
point, yeah,
or were you like
I
kind
did.
of, were you kind of already done?
I did, because I think I was a little older, so I think that's why.
So it kind of went with it because you grew with them,
Yeah,
right?
I grew with them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think that's why.
Because I didn't watch later on because I know it went. God damn it! There it is, Candice Bure.
See, I told you.
There she is.
Yeah, I told you.
And
So she played a witch.
that was with Joey. That's Joey Lawrence's brother. I don't remember.
So,
this.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his
Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah, Matthew Lawrence.
Right?
What's his name on the show?
Oh, I don't remember.
Jack.
Jack was his name.
Jack Hunter.
You know, that's. Oh, he was a hunter.
Yeah, he's a hunter. He's his half brother.
Oh, because
He's
this is
Sean's
when
half brother.
every time I click
And
on
that's the thing is that they didn't get along because
right
he
here,
was-
this was the college year.
So
this
he
was the college years.
is his father's son, right? So he finds out later on that his father has a son.
Oh, so that's how they continued that.
And
See, I don't
that's
remember.
why- and
I don't
he
remember.
becomes Eric's roommate when he goes.
That I remember
When
because
he
they
goes to Pembroke,
these three,
when he goes to Pembroke,
these four.
yeah. But so when he goes to Pembroke,
I know.
So Eric goes to Pembroke and he becomes roommates with Jack. And then at the same time, what's his father's name? But Sean's father forces Sean to go live
yeah.
with them because he wants Jack and Sean to be closer,
Right.
or to know each other at all because he didn't really know him at all. And kind of forces them into this like 2-bedroom apartment or whatever.
The college
And causes
years.
them a little crazy. And actually, he was still in high school at the time, so he's with them, and they're doing their crazy stuff. And it's interesting stories that they continue. I actually think it's good the way that they grow with them,
Yeah.
and in the times, you know.
Here you go. Weirdest crossovers. Boy Meets World, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Here we go.
I might remember the episode.
Here we go. To what Dennis was talking about. And then
I
here's
remember that episode. That's when she cut her hair from being super long. Like it was super long, and then she takes the scissors and she's literally
she just starts chopping.
And then she has to go have it fixed.
Oh god. And then here's Minkus.
Lee
Minkus,
Norris.
you're right. He was in it and then he came back and yeah.
I'm a big fan of his because he was in another series that I loved.
You were a fan of the Mink. Fan of the Minkus. Fan of the Minkus. She was.
He was in One Tree Hill, which I was a big fan of.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said that. Or imagine if Boy Meets World and Home Improvement took place in the same universe. Oh, cool. Feeney and Wilson were neighbors. Even better. They talked off screen and shared their experiences with the families they help. Wow.
I feel like Feeney would have fought with Wilson though.
He would have argued merits.
They would have argued.
Feeney was
which one was better?
Yes, of course. They were both intellectual men. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to? My God.
Wouldn't you want to?
All right. So as we continue to talk about all this shit.
I love Boy Meets World though.
I mean, we loved all this. We've been going on for 2.5 hours now.
Ow. How are we going on this long? Why is anyone still watching?
Why is everybody still watching?
Hi. Thank you. We're talking nonsense right now.
We're talking a lot of bullshit. What do you got? One show we haven't mentioned yet. Blossom with the future of Amy Farrah Fowler Cooper. Yes, I was a fan of Blossom.
That's later on, yeah.
That was later on too. Yeah. Ambassadorial.
Oh,
there is so much coming, dude. You have no idea.
But I was such a Boy Meets World fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just connected to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, again, as we were talking about all of these shows, they have that lesson at the end of the day, and they always did.
Each one of the shows we talked about tonight had family values.
They round it back, and even though
that's what each one had.
These parents weren't overly involved. Like they brought them in at points where they needed to, but they weren't. I mean, I feel like they were always there, especially early on. But they weren't the focal point. It was about Mr. V.
No, it was about the characters that you knew people resonated with.
Yeah, but he was guiding those kids.
He was the guiding light.
guiding those kids.
He was the main character.
I mean, there were times where the parents where it was important. Where actually, this is something that you and I can relate to. Is that the father? God, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name?
It's okay.
He worked at a grocery store. He was a produce manager, right?
He was.
He was produce manager, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Fuck it, I quit. I'm starting my own business."
Mm-hmm.
And he starts
which is what I'm going to be doing soon.
No, so that's maybe that's why I resonated with it too.
We connect with shows for a reason.
So he did, and he would come home, and he was just like, "This is the most miserable experience of my life." And at some point, he quits his job. He doesn't tell his wife. He just quits his job, and he's just like, I'm going to start this camping business. And he starts this outdoor.
Yes, yeah, I love that you remember this.
And he starts so this is something that resonates with me because of us too.
Well, I want to work for myself. So
no, but I just think to a degree because of how we work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and he's just like, I'm going to start this business, and he starts this outdoor business, and he wants to make it. He wants to, I think, to a point, do it with Eric, where he wants it to be Matthews and Sons, but at the same point realizes that maybe Eric's not really suited for that. But at the same time, I'm like, he quit a job that he hated, and he just went and did what he wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think that
it's another lesson.
It was another
follow your
lesson
passion.
That it was just
follow your passion.
Even though it was just like he was just like, what the fuck am I really gonna do?
Follow your passion, but make sure you have a support system too.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, Amy, why am I forgetting his name? But I remember Amy was the mother. So Amy, at the end of the day, was just like, okay, I support you and what you're doing because I believe you were miserable and like this is what you need to be doing.
I'm trying to find it, see if it's here. I know.
But I remember those episodes, those like beginning episodes where he was starting this new business, and because it's this outdoor store.
Right.
No, that was different. What the hell's the name of this?
His name was Alan.
Alan, yes, Alan and Amy.
His name was Alan.
Yeah, so he quits and he starts this outdoor business, and he tries to make it with his sons, but he kind of just makes it on his own, and it's cool because he did what he needed to do at that point in his life, because he reached that point, which we understand. You reach that point where you're just like, I can't take this another second. I'm gonna quit.
What you're showing, what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm pressing.
You're showing no, what you're talking about is you're talking about points of each show, right? So Full House, what we talked about tonight. Family Matters, we talked about tonight. Step by Step, we talked about tonight. And now we're ending it with Boy Meets World. And each one gives you a message. Each show gives you characters that you want to get behind. They teach you lessons. They give you motivation. They give you inspiration. They even give you some guidance, maybe how you want to live. So,
and I think especially at the time when we were watching,
right?
That was important.
And that was an important thing back then, because that is how you got
Especially
your. Well, you got to remember, we didn't have the internet and all that stuff at these times in the 80s and 90s, the 70s, and all that. So how did you get your messages across? Newspaper, movies that had more substance, and then sitcoms.
Number one sitcoms, I think.
Sitcoms hit because you know what? What did everybody do when we watched the Goldbergs?
It was a family.
When we watched the Goldbergs, they cover all this stuff that, like, growing up, this and that. And one of the things they would sing the Golden Girls. Like, how about the Golden Girls? Oh my God, what a huge monumental show!
Time too.
Right, but they would sing their, like you love, their theme songs and stuff that would hit. They would hit notes. Think about Cheers. When I talk about Cheers, how it elevates you and makes you happy. You know, these were the things that were huge. So when you're talking about all these shows, yeah, everybody, it hit on so many levels. So before that, I close this out. Because we're almost going on 3 hours now, and Kelsey and I have to go to work tomorrow, and we have to eat dinner, and Kelsey has to go to bed at a certain time because she gets up earlier than I do. So let me read a couple more comments. I'm gonna play that little 1 minute 7 second little collab of the 80s/90s mash of the 4 shows that we talked about tonight, and all the other kind of shows that we went random about. So. What do you got here, Jose? Do you remember Saved by the Bell, the college years? Curious now. Yes, I do, Jose. But that wasn't my favorite, the college years at all.
I like the original.
The original was good. What about 90210? Big time for Kelsey. Not big for me, but huge for my sister. So I knew all about it. So we're gonna tie that into one of the episodes of the podcast series. Don't you worry about that. What do you got? Ambassadorial. I never cared for Saved by the Bell. Yeah, it was a certain. Didn't hate it, just not my thing. Okay, cool shit. Jamie, what's up, motherfucker? Good to see you, bro. Damn, I'm going to have to go back and see what y'all talked about tonight. Definitely, dude. We've been talking for 2 hours and 38 minutes on a lot of different shit, but good thing you just tuned in, because I'm going to play that little montage for you. And you know what? Seeing that you're here, Jamie, I'll play each drop that Kelsey had. Oh, yes, TGIF, baby. Hell yeah. I know I missed it all. I will rewatch it. Dude, it's all good, man. I'm glad you were doing whatever you're doing. We got Jamie, you're a big fan. We're doing a lot of these, dude. It's why it's called the 80s/90s. So before
turn on those notifications.
He just turn on. No, he has them on because he's always here. So before we go out, let me hit all the drops, and then I'm gonna hit that other little mashup, and then we're gonna call them a night for tonight because we got some shit to do. So here we go. Ready?
You got, dude.
Steve.
How rude. Did I do that?
we go. Ready, everybody?
Did I do that? Oh,
Dizzy! The Code Man's back!
got it, dude.
Fruit! Blows me away!
My name is Plays with Squirrels. Hey, the moose. We don't need counseling.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. It's been a fucking blast. We'll be back soon with another one of these 80s/90s podcast series, the Irregular podcast series. So keep your notification bells on. There's going to be plenty more to come. The Crisis on Irregular Earths is going to continue. And then we have the Irregular Toy Show episode 22 on its way. So get ready for that. And also the Irregular Room Tour, which we haven't done since Christmas, is coming back. And get ready for that fucking zaniness. That'll be back this week also. So everybody, go hit that like. Go hit that subscribe. And become a part of the Irregular Nation. Because why wouldn't you want to? Come take a ride on the Irregular side with this guy, Holt Productions. And we'll see you all later. All right? Cheers out there. And let me leave you with one last thing. Oh, yeah! See y'all later.
Bye.